Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GBYWN Australia podcast. I believe this is episode 83.
A lot of fucking episodes, eh?
A lot of episodes. I'm planning on ending it at 100, DJ, but the problem is I need content. I need content to get to that 100th episode. So I came up with a little idea here today. Oh, by the way, I'm Aston, Crude, alongside Johnston, my co-host.
How's it going?
Here tonight. Basically, DJ, I came up with this idea where I would go through 50 different regrets or 50 things that I look back on in WZWA, and either I wish something was different about it, or it worked out better than it ended up, not working out, or whatever the fuck. And I have these regrets. And WZWA is over now.
Finished, man. Can't go back and change it.
Finished. Can't go back. Can't change anything.
You can never go home.
Can't go back to it. Hindsight is 20/20, DJ. But I'm having you here today to help me through my issues, through my regrets, through the hang-ups that I have when it comes to the Warzone Wrestling Alliance. And I think you're the man for the job. Are you the man for the job?
Oh, well, I think, not really. I've got plenty of my own problems to deal with, but, that's alright. I'll, do my best to try and fix things
Well,
off.
for the next couple hours, let's forget about everything else going on in our lives, and let's just worry about me and my issues with the things that went wrong in WZWA, or the things that didn't get to happen.
So basically, it's like every other conversation we have all the time, but we're recording it.
Now we're recording it, so
alright.
This might be good.
Let's,
this might not be good.
Let's crack into it then. Let's get into it.
All right.
Let's wrap,
All right, let's do this shit.
Take a seat.
All right.
Like on Seinfeld with Mickey and Kramer, where he's got the jeans on, and he's like, "Take a seat, you big ape!" Like, ends up fucking tackling him.
Right. Regret number 1, DJ. Phaser. Hell of an athlete.
Hell
of an athlete.
There could be a whole podcast just about how good Phaser is.
Hell of an athlete, but one thing, DJ.
What's that?
He never won a championship in the WZWA. The whole time he was there, he was a fantastic performer, great character.
Really? Are you serious? Well,
He's never won a championship.
Before we came on the air, you actually did tell me that one to get me prepared, and I was just feigning surprise. But it is actually quite surprising that Phaser never won a singles title, because, as you said, man, he had it all, man. He could talk. He was a fucking good-looking cunt. He was creatively talented, being a musician. He was a natural athlete. He played for Swan Districts on the reserve team when he wasn't wrestling. He loved pro wrestling. He fucking picked it up like a fucking duck to water.
Exactly.
And somehow he never managed to win one of the titles, even though, in my personal view, Phaser was WZWA champion material.
I agree.
That's how good Phaser is.
And I can't get over it, DJ. I feel bad. I feel bad that throughout his time in backyard wrestling, he didn't get to get something. He was the only person in WZWA to have never won a title. The only person.
Except for
like Lightning Lewis.
Except for the de facto title that he did win, which was being sick as cunt going whenever he was on a show.
That's true.
No, but I will play devil's advocate, as is the purpose of the podcast. I don't think that it's necessarily something that you can blame yourself for, and I'll probably end up repeating that several times throughout this thing, but, obviously we both know, having experience booking yachting and working for pro feds and just our knowledge of wrestling, that, and anything creative. You're in a band, I'm doing my filmmaking, and I'm making my TV show. Like, anything creative, the best laid plans go awry. And I think that this was one of those cases, because I do really remember hearing here and there you saying that there were plans for Phaser, and you were going to do this with him and going to do that. But honestly, the first big thing that I want to point out is that Phaser wasn't really around that often. It's not. I'm not saying that in a malicious way. Like, he always had stuff on. He would have footy on, or he'd get an injury from football, or he'd have some other commitment that, sort of precluded his being able to perform on the shows. And unfortunately, he was one of those guys that, like, as good as he was kind of, he'd be there for a show and then he would be off again for another 4 or 5 shows, which that amounts to, like, a good chunk of the year, like 4 shows, because we do a show a month. So, you know, if someone's not around that often, especially with your advanced
it's hard to give them
style,
any kind
it's like, how can you give him a title if he's not going to be there to defend it? He's not going to be there to drop it.
Exactly, no
he's
momentum.
Not around for you to build him up to winning it. So I don't really think that should be a regret. I certainly don't think that Zach is upset about it. I think Zach
could care less.
No, I don't think that. I think that he's just happy to have been a part of it, and he appreciates it, and appreciates, his time there. So I think that, just certain things didn't coagulate and it didn't work out that way. And I don't really think that one definitely, like, might be a boring answer to start this thing out with, but I don't think that's your fault. I don't really think it's FaZe's fault either. I just think it's one of those things.
Just one of the things. Just
the stars didn't align.
Yep.
If I was you, I wouldn't keep holding on to that regret because, I don't think that Zach's worried about it. I think he just has fond memories of WZWA. So
right, and well, for those playing at home, I'll let you know what the final plan for FaZe was. He was going to, after Blade had won the championship, after Resolution 4, after FaZe's great showing at the previous Battlefield Brawl, where he was in the final 3, he was going to be in the title program for the first few months of 2016. And then after that was all over and he didn't end up winning the championship, he would move on to a feud with me, where we would have a 2-match series where in the first match, my idea was for him to beat me in like 2 minutes and really make a big deal out of him, and then, have a bit of a feud with he and I, because I thought that would be like a really good story for him and myself. And then moving forward from there, he'd become the Backyard champion, and the storyline was Steel going after the Backyard title from Clyde was actually supposed to be against Phaser, and Steel was going to triumph over Phaser at the final WZWA event for the Backyard Championship. But hey, I think in the end it worked out well. We got John Kemsley getting F5'd at the final show, so
John motherfucking Kemsley.
Okay, let's get to number 2, DJ. Number 2, regret. Never got Kyle Inglis as a heel in WZWA. Never got to book for a heel Kyle Inglis after seeing what he did in 2015 ICWS. I feel like it's a missed opportunity for him and for me to book him as a heel. The train wreck gimmick. Perfect as a heel.
You know what? Like, this is kind of a bit of it. Like, the first reason is, if he had been a heel in both federations, it would have taken away the shine of him doing it in ICWS. And personally speaking, at that time in ICWS, we needed things like that sort of set us apart. So,
right.
Like, I think it kind of worked out that he was only doing the heel thing in ICWS, because it made it something to look forward to, is seeing him do that gimmick and then doing his other thing in WZWA. I think
right.
I think also, like, he ended up transitioning to the train rat gimmick in WZWA, but as a babyface. So, and he continued to do great work throughout that last part of WZWA. So, I mean,
so you're saying I should get over it?
Not really. I can see why you would regret it, because, he was a very, like, he was good as a heel. He was very funny, and, you could tell he really enjoyed, like, doing it. He enjoyed being an asshole.
And I'd say 2015, he was the MVP of ICWS.
Yeah.
I call him the MVP of the year.
But I don't think that it's anything to regret, because, once again, it's like one of those things. If he had been heel in WZWA, who's to say that maybe the stuff with Aries and Big Ace and everything wouldn't have worked out. If he was a heel and Deacon was a heel, you wouldn't have been able to play those two off of each other either, with all their history as Circus Royale. So I think that the way that it turned out was just fine. I think you would have actually had less options if both of them were heels.
Okay.
Because the stuff you did towards the end with, like, the Warnbro boys feuding with each other, part of that dynamic was the fact that Circus Royale was this big tag team for a long time in WZWA, and then one of them turned heel, and it was the one that you didn't expect, and then they were having to work together in different situations throughout it. I told you before that I think that the whole thing you did with them for Warnbro boys was really good. Like, if you look back over 4 or 5 years WCWA, they have this history where they're constantly weaving in and out of each other's storylines, and you would have lost some of that maneuverability if you had him as a heel in WZWA. So
okay, all right, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I feel good about that. Okay, two down. I'm feeling good. I'm letting go. This is all getting. I'm getting it all out of me, DJ. I'm feeling better already. And we've got 48 to go. 48.
Yeah. So get to number 3, man. Let's fucking do
Number
it. Number
3.
Let's fucking do it.
Antilochus versus Mike Delcano never happened.
Yeah, so you should probably just feel bad about that.
That's a gem. That would have been a gem in 2014. And that was supposed to be on the Backyard TV before Christmas Carnage 2014. But we didn't end up doing the Backyard TV due to time constraints.
I mean, you'd almost say that it would have been, like... What am I thinking of here? You could almost say that match would have been... pure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pure.
No doubt.
The definition of pure. No, I think, that match definitely would have been something special. I think that, as a wrestling match, it would have been really good. Both of them are very athletic. You would have had Delcano's real technical, how do I want to phrase this?
Prowess.
Not that. Like Delcano, when he first started, he was a bit overweight and he was out of shape and not really much of an athlete, but because he practiced so much, he developed this technical ability that was very practiced and studied, and everything was very proper and crisp. And with Antilochus, you had like a really good wrestler as well. His execution was fantastic too, but it was a little bit more edgy. You had that natural ability with Antilochus, So it would have been kind of like that real raw talent versus that real refined talent of Delcano, which would have made for not only a fantastic match work rate-wise, but would have also just been probably pretty fascinating to watch, especially since those two, to my knowledge, were never really that close personally as friends either, and sometimes that can be the best recipe for a great match. But I'll say, and it's a very simple reason why you shouldn't regret it, cunt. Because if you had put them against each other, one of them would have had to lose. And as far as I know, neither of them, at the time that Delcano was still in WZWA, one of them would have had to lose to the other, and both of them at all times were doing shit where they couldn't really afford that kind of a loss. Because they're both big names, and, it might seem like a bit of a flimsy reason because somebody has to lose in every match, but I sort of think, like, if you think back to what their storylines were and shit at the time, when the opportunity to have them against each other would have been, like... Because you're saying that they never got to wrestle when they were in their prime and stuff, which that would put the match at about 2013, that would have had to happen, right when Delcano lost all the weight and... like, Antilochus was doing the hardcore superstar thing. So, okay, by that time, I think that neither of them could have afforded that loss because they were both on a meteoric rise in their respective storylines. But if you had done it, you could have potentially done it, like, sometime before that, the year or two before, and had Antilochus lose... But then the match wouldn't have been as good because they wouldn't have been in their prime.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm going to say about that.
Could a possible antidote for this, DJ, could it be the fact that we actually did get to see Antilochus versus Clint Marshall in a one-on-one contest? Could that somewhat make me feel better because Clint Marshall's so closely tied in with Mike Delcano?
He's closely associated with Delcano because of
he's a different type of
wrestler. Because of their background and because they're friends and all of that stuff. Yeah, I think so.
Can that alleviate some of my pain?
I think that should alleviate it. I think all this shit that I've been saying to you should fucking alleviate it. You telling me that none of that had any effect?
I'm alleviated, slightly.
I think the fact that Clint Marshall and Antilochus wrestled, yeah, that should alleviate it. But I'm not going to lie and say I think that Delcano and Antilochus could have been a really special match. I just think that there wasn't a really good place for it.
I just couldn't fit it in, unfortunately. I got Delcano for a year. I got him for a year.
There's your answer then. You couldn't fit it in. Why should you regret that? It worked out, didn't it?
Well, no, it didn't work out because we didn't get the match, DJ. But anyway, look, I'm feeling a little bit better though.
Well, no, I'm telling you, it would have been a mistake because you would have had to either job out Antilochus when he was on his rise to the top, or you would have had to job out Delcano and probably listen to him bitch and moan about having to do a job.
Like he did when he had to do the job for you.
Yeah.
Continuing forward, DJ.
Yes, number 4. Let's...
having Acid mow through the originals to the Aussie title and then he bailed.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, that I don't really...
He mowed through all the mainstays that were there from start to end.
And then he fucking, like, beat me for my title,
for the title.
You know? All right, I mean, my job here is to play devil's advocate, even if I, like, find these items regrettable, I will play devil's advocate. Because that's the fucking purpose of the podcast.
It is cunt.
Can't.
Yep.
So, first of all, like, we all know Acid's a motherfucker.
He motherfucked me, he motherfucked the Fed, he motherfucked the fans.
His friends, Seriously speaking, there are a number of friends that I have that are our friends that say that Ty fucked him over, including Chris Parker, who is owed money by fucking Acid, which is bullshit, and the sickest cunt alive, Antilochus, Jacob Sewell. I was good friends with Aston, obviously, as you would know, Aston. I think that if I'm playing devil's advocate about it, though, it's that, you know, there's always a risk that when you push people and you set these things up, that it's going to fail, you know? But nothing ventured, nothing gained. Like, I think what you should take away from it isn't that it didn't end up working out, but more like, think about the enjoyment that everybody did get from seeing him, you know, make his rise up, and each time he had a match he would get better and better, and everyone was getting into it, and fucking, you know, the boys were putting him over because they wanted to put him over. Like, honestly, not bragging, but think about, like, when he and I finally actually had our match after that little bit of build-up that we did, and, like, people were excited for it, man. When he fucking hit that blue thunderbomb on me and pinned me, man, there was a huge pop, because, like, he'd kind of he'd gone over all these guys, and then he finally beat me, and I think that people considered that a big deal because that was my first title run in a long time, and he ended it. So I think that even though it's kind of regrettable that he
left still as champion and didn't drop the belt.
I think that even though he fucked us over like a retard, and then subsequently after that several times messed around pretending he wanted to get back involved and shit like that, you know, despite that, I think that it was a fun roller coaster ride until the fucking roller coaster went off the rails, basically.
Right. Okay.
And I want to say, though, that I hope that Acid's doing well. I hope that he's fucking happy. I hope that he's at peace. I hope that he's healthy. But, you know, I'm not really happy with the way that he's treated, like, some of my friends. So
he has apologised to me recently.
Well, that's good, then.
And he said that he regrets doing what he did. And, you know, he was 2 weeks too late. He messaged me saying, hey, man, is there any wrestling going on anymore? And I said, bro, the last show was 2 weeks ago. Oh, why did you guys stop? Because it was time. We'd done 5 years worth, mate. That's it. That was the end of it. Oh, shit. Oh, well, I really fucked up there, didn't I? Basically. So, you know,
well, there you go then. I didn't know that, you know. So there you go, you know.
I feel a bit better because he apologised.
Well, yeah, and those now that he has apologised, you can look back at those matches and enjoy them, you know, because he was booked really well, and everyone got behind him, and it was very organic. Like, remember when he had that match against Dark Ice?
Yeah.
And it was an improvised match, and it was back and forth, and everyone was popping, and everyone was just jumping out of their seats, man. That's fucking wrestling, by the way. Detour, that's fucking wrestling. Speaking to fucking all the cunts from AAW and you know, like NHW and all that fucking shit. That's wrestling, okay? Because, you know why? Because it looked like a fucking fight, for one thing. And the stuff that they did actually made sense and gave people a reason to get excited about it. So
Good to see a good improvised match every now and then, DJ.
yeah, something that flows, something that has a bit of fucking, energy to it that wouldn't otherwise be there if they were just reciting a rehearsed match.
All right, well,
Right.
I'm feeling better about the Aston thing. I am. I'm feeling a bit better about
I'm
it.
glad you are,
I'm letting bygones be bygones. He apologised. It's all good. But still, kind of sucks. He's a big part of the Elite Alliance for a while there. And, oh well.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Shit happens. Shit happens in backyard wrestling.
I
Number
feel
5.
like because you didn't add on to my little comment about AEW there, that it now feels out of place in the podcast.
That's fine, DJ.
You might have
There's
to
gonna be a lot.
you might have to edit that shit out.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's clunky now. All right, fuck
It's
it.
not
Get
clunky.
onto
It's
the
not
get
clunky.
onto the item then. We'll do
Number
it.
5, big one for me. The fallout of what happened with Team Revolution in 2015. It was supposed to be my maneuvering from the Elite Alliance to becoming a babyface to being back with my brothers from XCW. And then what happened, and I regret doing it because I feel like I wasted several months of my yarding tenure on people that weren't able to commit,
Okay, Car.
who I considered very close friends.
For those of us playing at home that don't know the story, I've heard it a number of times. Before I give my analysis, why don't you take the listening audience through what happened?
Well, DJ, what happened was...
And I don't have a lot to say in response to it, so you can be detailed as you want, because...
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, Resolution 3, I put over Johnny V. False Finish 2015, I put over Nick Ariel. Within the same show...
And those two are guys from XCW, by the way, in case anyone's
Hall
really...
of Famers. During that same show at False Finish, Johnny V brought me back to Team Revolution because I wanted to make amends with them and start fresh and have a clean start with my boys.
Okay, so what is Team Revolution though? Like, don't be a fucking, don't be so fucking tight-lipped. Like, tell
I'm not
everybody.
being tight-lipped about
No,
anything.
if you want me to give an answer to this, I want you to tell us all what the take us through your mindset. About what was the idea behind Revolution? Why did it exist besides you turning babyface? Why did you want to revisit the XCW boys? Why did you want to, because you'd already come full circle at the end of XCW, so why did you want to rehash that? Like, let's hear it. Why?
Number one, Team Revolution was just an idea.
Yeah.
With John and Nick, just for a bit of fun, like remember when Mykonos had the Legion shirts?
Yeah.
And he handed them out to Ryan and fucking Eli and Three Dog or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he just had like it wasn't an on-screen kind of stable. It was like a behind the curtain kind of group.
Yeah.
Well, initially that's what I think it kind of was. And Nick would wear the shirts on the shows even though he was in the Elite Alliance. And John would wear it even though he had nothing to do with the Elite Alliance, etc., etc. But it would all... Basically, Team XCW and the Clash of the Triads, it was Team Revolution was the idea, basically. That it wouldn't just be XCW. They're here to not only evolve themselves as performers, now in a new backyard fed, but to make a revolution once again... Just, for pretending's sake that XCW was a revolution in itself. Even though, in hindsight, it probably wasn't. It's just teenagers having fun. So that's like the premise of it. But then it became a real thing because Nick wanted to be with John. So, okay, that's already a thing now. So, okay, Elite Alliance is finished. What can I do with myself to keep myself having fun? I just want to have fun at this point. I wanted to try and be a babyface, and I thought being with John and being with Nick, who were two very entertaining performers, I thought that would bring that out of me.
So you were really ready to kind of kick back and sort of just enjoy
just have a good year and not worry about anything too serious and stuff, It was just going to be a few months here and there. We're going to be doing the Heartbreakers reunion tag team match. That'll be fun. And then, Stacey would be a part of that as well. And then eventually we'd have that feud with the ICWS Legends where it would be the chance for John and Nick to work with you and Dan Zeppelin. And that was the whole point of the feud, was for you guys, the Legends of ICWS, the Legends of XCW, to finally clash one more time. It's like kind of like a nostalgia tour, I suppose you could say. And in doing this, I was hoping to make John relevant again, because I felt like he'd got stale already, because, you know, it was the nostalgia kind of thing. He was doing the old Johnny V stuff. I wanted to make him relevant to the current day WZWA at the time.
Alright, so basically, nutshell, it was just to kind of take you guys, put you back as a unit, and kind of see if you could catch some lightning in a bottle with
That's
it,
right.
basically.
Yeah.
Alright, so there are several little points here. You know, first of all, the reason why you needn't regret it is because you tried everything you could to fucking get it to happen. Didn't you? You know
Yes.
that. You know very well that you tried everything to make it happen.
I fucking...
So... You jumped through hoops trying to make everybody happy, trying to schedule it, trying to make sure that it all worked. But everything was working against you. Number one, people didn't really realize that it was serious because the guys had already been walking around wearing the shirts like as a joke for like several months before that. So everyone was like, oh, this is a thing now? I thought they were Elite Alliance and shit like that. Number two, John and Nick have never been as committed to backyard wrestling as you probably want them to be, or wish that they would be. So, as good as your intentions were, if their heart's not in it, which it obviously wasn't, it's not going to work.
I was led to believe it was, though.
Like, okay, so maybe you were, but you know how fickle John and Nick can be. Like, It's just 1 minute they might be excited about it, and then the next minute they might not give a shit.
They'll have a late night, and then they'll wake up and realise that they've got to go to Malu to wrestle a match, and then they've got soccer in the afternoon.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just think that their motivation wasn't there, no matter how much you were motivated to do it. I just think it wasn't there for them. I just think that the WZWA boys, by that point, were probably already getting a bit sick of their antics, because they'd already phoned it in, for a number of shows. I think that, in general, people were kind of over the idea of another stable because the Elite Alliance had saturated so much of the shows. I think that, John and Nick's performances weren't really up to snuff. I think people like myself were getting a bit annoyed that we kept on missing out on our chance to wrestle them. So there was just a number of factors, you know. There was the scheduling issue because they could never fully be at every show, even if they were 100% committed. Could you really build it up the way that you wanted to accomplish those 3 or 4 different goals properly and fulfillingly? You know, it's probably just better off that the idea ended up being a write-off, because I don't think that it was ever going to... if, you know... At least one aspect of it was going to go wrong right from the start. I think that I think maybe even especially if you guys had all taken it really seriously, I actually think the audience might have rejected it, man, because I think they might have seen it as like a rehash of Elite Alliance. Even if you guys were
babyfaces,
if you guys were babyface, I still think people would have been like, oh, another stable, because everybody...
a 3-man team, it ain't no big thing. It wasn't going to be like a big group. We're going to bring more guys in or anything.
Well, how do you know that? Because you never ended up doing the angle.
Well, the picture on the shirt was me, John, Nick, and Mike.
Yeah.
We can't add more people if that's whose faces are on the logo.
No, so in any case, for the reasons I've just listed, yeah, I don't think that you have anything to... The only people that should be regretting it is Nick and John. Because if they hear this, which they won't, but if they did hear it, they'd probably snicker at what I'm saying. But, you know, that was probably their last chance to do something really meaningful, and
that's a regret. I regret that they didn't get to have that meaningful last run.
You shouldn't regret it, though. The regret belongs to them. They're the ones that need to fucking regret it. Because...
And I guess at the end of the day, if it wasn't for them not showing up, the Hitman, Aston, Crude storyline would never have began.
Yeah, and how good was that angle?
Fantastic.
So, yeah, there you go.
All right.
Feeling better?
Feeling a bit better. We're halfway through and we're only up to number 5. Right. 2016. I feel like I wasted Big Ace.
Wasted Big Ace. I'll be quick on this one. Disagree. By the time that you started pushing him, that was when he was ready to be pushed, wrestling-wise and shit. In 2016, he was getting better, but he still needed a bit more seasoning and shit like that.
Well,
Think about it.
He's wrestling mask characters and fuck.
But he needed that, though. He needed those squash matches and stuff, because remember when he first started, he was against Circus Royale, who he knows, and he was against other people like myself and fucking, and, you know, other cunts. But I don't think that he was really physically, fitness-wise, I don't think that he was ready to work those kind of matches. I don't think that he was, had like the acumen mentally to sort of realize, because, you know, some people, even as much as they might love wrestling and shit like that, they might not be naturally skilled at the art of performing it, and I think Big Ace was one of those guys. And even though 2016 was only last year, I think that time that he spent mowing through mask guys and stuff like that, you got to look at it as during that time he learned to like master his finishing move. He learned how to really throw a good clothesline. He learned how to work that big man style like appropriately and be confident in the way that he was moving around. He lost all of that weight so that he was able to go for a bit longer in his matches. So by the time he got to mid 2016 through to 2017, you know, he was ready for that more elevated position that he was in. I think it's a shame that WZWA is over and that we don't get to see him evolve from here. But I think that it would have been too soon. You know, let's say you had done the Fatal 4-Way Warnbro Street Fight match at the previous year's Resolution. It wouldn't have been as good.
Right.
It would have sucked. And Big Ace, instead of being a big star in that match, probably would have been an afterthought that would get eliminated early and, you know, huff and puff and kind of, you know, not get to do too much because he wasn't ready. But then you go to this past show where you did the match and he was just building all this confidence and losing all this weight and doing so good in the ring. Think about how good he actually did in that match. Like, really think about how well he played his part.
Splash off the ring apron through a table.
Dude, he would have never done that even 6 months before, man. We're talking about someone who really needed that seasoning and shit like that. So,
alright, okay, I feel better.
Alright, next
good.
one.
That's good.
Next one, bitches.
Next one. Number 7. Dan Zeppelin versus Rusty never happened properly. What a shame that was.
I'll say this, man. You don't need to fucking regret that for 1 fucking second, because the person responsible for that is that Thomas the Tank Engine English motherfucker who lives next door to the Zeppelins, and because of his actions, we weren't able to do shows at the Zeppelins ever again. After like fucking that was our like 6th year of doing shows there. Like,
and all of a sudden it was a problem.
Yeah,
because
and all of a sudden we could
by a fucking light tube.
And he got startled by somebody smashing a light tube in their own backyard and shit like that, and shut it down after Rusty had come all the way from fucking Melbourne to like do the match. And so Dan Zeppelin, who, you know, I'm thrilled that I got to wrestle Rusty and that he and I were such good friends and bonded so well. But I feel almost guilty that I got to have a match with him and Dan didn't.
I feel guilty about that too. I wrestled him. Dan knew about Rusty years before I did. One of his heroes. Someone he looked up to.
Yeah, exactly. And can you roll me one, man?
You're not smoking anymore.
You're
not smoking anymore.
I've been occasionally like having a
I can't be. No, look.
No, you're right. I've got my e-cigarette right here. I don't need it.
You don't need
You're
it,
right.
okay?
You're right.
Thank
You're
you.
right. You're right. I don't need it.
Jesus
Anyways,
fucking Christ.
And if I ask you again, man, just say no and just say like that. Like I told you to say no.
Okay. All right.
That will make me give up. Like
Okay.
a lot easier.
All right. So yeah, it's the Thomas the Tank Engine cunt.
Right. So so for those who don't know, one of our greatest ICWS shows ever was Aussie Anarchy 2014. I believe it was the only show we did. No, sorry, one of only 2 shows we did in the year of 2014. We did that one, which was in.
We did Twisted Metal.
That was in July of 2014, and we did Twisted Metal 2013, which was in like August or something, and then we did this show, which was January 2014.
January 2014, yeah.
That was where me and Rex Regum had the first of our classic series of matches.
We're not here to talk about that.
It was that amazing fatal four-way where Chaos defended his ICWS title against Antilochus 3-Dog and Mike Delcano.
Yep.
So those are 2 out of the 3 main matches, you could say, I guess. Like 2 of the 3 at the top of the card. And then the other one was meant to be, the best deathmatch yada in Perth versus one of the most legendary deathmatch backyard wrestlers ever. A guy that's been around the world. A guy that broke his neck and was supposed to never wrestle again and came out of retirement just to come and do these shows for us. Did Resolution against you, Aston, and was supposed to do this death match at ICWS against Dan Zeppelin, which would have really just been maybe, just the cherry on top of the way things have worked out, because then Rusty would have worked for both ICWS and WZWA. Because the ICWS guys like me, Dan, Nick, and Eli have been watching Rusty's shit since when we first started, UWF. So that would have been a big thing for us. So the match begins. One of them, smashes a light tube over the other one's head, just as kind of it was like a showmanship sort of thing. Didn't do any damage, but just to set the tone of the match, And the guy next door shits his pants because he thought somebody smashed his window or something, and then decided that he had been annoyed about us doing the show, even though by this point it was probably 6 in the evening and we weren't being loud or anything like that. And so literally that one light tube smash and a forearm happened, and then this next door neighbor, basically what happened was he had no ability to stop us from doing the show at all. And everyone that I talked to said that even if the cops had been called, there wouldn't have been nothing that could have been done about it, because we weren't violating any noise laws, we weren't damaging anyone's property, we weren't endangering anybody or causing an unsafe situation for anyone by doing the show. Fuck you.
Get to the fucking point.
With your Toronto Maple Leafs jersey and your fucking
with your
glasses.
Fucking Rolling Stone. Do you even own a Rolling Stones album?
Yes.
What?
On
Greatest
Spotify,
hits?
man.
Oh, Spotify, yeah.
But I own it, though, because I pay for premium, cunt.
It's premium. Fucking hell. Just
No, alright, shut the fuck up.
Download it.
So, but he starts yelling, and the Zeppelins, being the mild-mannered people that they are, they didn't want to have to go through living next to this guy and potentially having an ongoing dispute with him as their neighbor.
Because of a fake fight in their backyard.
Because of some fake fight. So, because of that, Rusty basically came all the way over from Melbourne and only got to achieve about half of what he came here for, or even a third, because he got injured, the very first bump that he took in the match against me, his back was already fucking bothering him. So I think that it's a real shame, and then there was plans to go to the WZWA arena and do the match there, but Dan and Rusty both got fucking sick.
Yeah.
So thanks to this Thomas the Tank Engine motherfucker, we never got to see what could have been a classic match, because those two would have gone all out. You could see them all throughout the rest of the show, discussing it and writing shit down and stuff. That probably would have been one of the greatest matches in ICWS history. And I don't have to have seen it to know that that's the case. I just know, because Dan's a good friend of mine. Obviously, Rusty is Rusty. Fuck that guy. Why should you regret that? Why should any of us regret that because of somebody else's actions?
Because it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I think we all regret it, but I think that it's also, in a way, maybe it worked out for the best, because with Rusty's back and his neck and everything like that, maybe the less that he wrestled, probably the better. I guess you could look at it from that point of view, medically speaking, for his health, but yeah, that was totally out of everyone's control, and it sucks, but I think you should just let go of it, man, because at this point it's sort of a moot point.
And for those playing at home, this is me. I'm seeing a psychologist right now, and I didn't realize the psychologist would be speaking a hell of a lot more than I would.
Well, why didn't you fucking speak? If you thought I was rambling on, you should have fucking said something earlier.
I'm just waiting for you to get to the point, mate.
I was trying to fucking set the scene.
You set the scene. You basically told us every little thing that happened. It's like this is a play. and we're just reenacting the whole thing.
How are we supposed to know what we're talking about if I don't explain?
I don't care what they think if they don't know what we're talking about. They don't need to know anything, dude.
Oh, all right. Be a fuckhead then. Okay.
Right. Number 8. The Rebellion. I felt the Rebellion went on too long. And I didn't split them up early enough.
Well, I'll make this one quick. I think that...
Did I stunt their growth?
I don't think so.
Did the Rebellion stay on too long to a point where Brian Lowe lost interest?
They both went on to become fucking heavyweight champions. Or did Lowe win the title?
He'd already been title, yeah.
Alright, so, fucking... Lowe would have lost interest regardless of what he was doing, because he lost interest due to outside factors non-related to WZWA. I think that, I'm not a booker, so I can't really tell you whether you should or should not have split them up, but from my point of view, everyone was enjoying their work as a tag team, so I don't really think... It's not like they overstayed their welcome. That's all I got to say about that one.
Okay, alright. I think they might regret it. I don't feel that bad, really.
Yeah,
I just needed to make 50 different regrets.
I mean, Jacob shouldn't feel bad because he's a sick cat.
And he fucking won the World Hardcore title. Fucking WZWA champion.
WZWA champion. Yeah.
Right. Number 9. Never getting to have a full run of SPWS as a tag team in the WZWA. I feel bad about that. Every time I try to do it, something fucking got in the way.
You know what? It's interesting that you said something about stunting the Rebellion guys, because I would actually argue, playing devil's advocate, that you would have stunted both Dark Ice and Kilowatt Chaos by keeping them as a tag team for a long run. And I know that they love teaming together, and everyone enjoys watching them team together. But man, think about how good they both are as single stars. How good they both became. Each of them is different, similar in some ways, but they each bring their own flavour to the wrestling ring. If they had have been a tag team and stuck doing a tag team thing, we might never have gotten some of those great hardcore matches from Kilowatt Chaos, some of those great, technical matches from Dark Ice and Kilowatt Chaos. We might never have gotten... we wouldn't have been able to have the final moment at the last show where they win the tag team titles together. I suppose
that right there, that is the antidote right there. The moment where they finally were united at the final show to win the tag titles. Maybe that should make up for it, DJ.
Yeah, so, finishing that one off, I reckon the two of them being split apart was way better. Because everyone was used to seeing them do shit together in ICWS, and it was time to see them branch out on their own by the time WZWA came around.
Right on. Okay. Alright, I feel better about that.
Sick.
Number 10, I never got to wrestle Brandon.
Well, he's a fuckhead, so you didn't miss... No, I'm kidding. No, Brandon's a fucking good cunt. He's a good wrestler. I think it would have been a good match. I think, You know what? I'd actually say that, yes, it does suck and you might regret it, but, I also... Who knows what the match would have been like? I mean,
Would have been good.
I mean, yeah, I don't really know what to say to play devil's advocate, why you shouldn't have wrestled Brandon, because I like to, I think it's nice when everyone can say that they wrestled everybody.
Well, just tell me a way that I can feel better about it.
Well, I don't...
How can I feel better about it?
Alright, you could feel better because, you wouldn't have been able to put Brandon over in your position and still look strong, and he probably would have suffered a bit by jobbing to you at the time, because he was trying to get his Clyde gimmick over, and yeah, he was losing, but that might have devalued the gimmick a bit if he was just another one to, do the job to Aston Crude.
Right.
So, because it's not like you could have put him over, him being, in the mid-card and you doing your... Hitman thing at the time.
Okay.
So look at it that way.
Right. I still regret
And we might not have never got the fucking John Kemsley F5, bro.
Maybe.
Butterfly effect, man. Drop that pebble in there, the ripples go off in all directions.
Mykonos was only a heel in early 2012 and proceeded to be a babyface from 2013 to 2017. When he was offered a heel turn at the end of 2013, he passed on it. This is number 11. Mykonos was never a full-fledged heel during the heights of WZWA.
That's absolutely nothing to regret, because I think that he's naturally such a nice guy and mild-mannered guy that he doesn't really... Whenever he plays a heel, and this is not a knock, it's just the way that it is. Whenever he plays a heel, you can tell that he is playing the character, but when he's a babyface, it just feels more natural. So I personally think that he works way better as a face, especially with his real technical wrestling style. You know, if he was going and putting on those kind of matches as a heel, it would have been hard to boo him, because you would have been popping for all the shit that he was doing. I don't think that, and I actually think that he made a perfect foil to a lot of the real charismatic heels that we had in WZWA. I think you put Mykonos against, like, heel Antilochus, it was always good because, Antilochus was so good as a heel, but I think if it was, like, Mykonos as a heel against babyface Antilochus, I think that it would have seemed a lot more contrived and a lot more forced. I actually have no issue with him staying a babyface. I think the fact that he refused to turn heel in 2013 is proof that it wouldn't have been a good idea.
Right. Okay. For those playing at home, he was going to turn on Three Dog and end up wrestling him at Resolution, but instead he wrestled Phaser. Right, number 12, JD Flame versus Alex Stone. Never happened.
Sucks, I think it could have been like a great promo battle. Especially if they were both heel, I think that really could have been interesting, Kind of like a next generation version of JD versus Just Mike, where it's like, who's the better heel? Only, no offense to Mike, it would have been a much better match, because Alex is obviously a much better wrestler.
Yeah. And
JD had improved immensely by that point as well.
And you could have the cutter versus the game over.
Yeah, cutter versus the game over, the counters you could have done, Yeah, it really sucks. When was that match supposed to happen?
Battlefield Brawl 2017.
Actually, maybe going forward, if you tell me, when these things were meant to happen, I can kind of provide an answer as to,
I'll keep that in mind.
Why it's good.
Battlefield Brawl 2017, JD Flame could not make it because he was going up to fucking... I don't know.
Was it fucking Lancelin?
Lancelin, yeah. He's going to Lancelin for the weekend, and he couldn't make the show. So that's why I pushed forward the Clint Marshall versus Alex Stone match, which was supposed to happen at the following show, so we could get that one done. And then obviously Alex proceeded to miss the next show, so we would have missed Alex Stone versus Clint Marshall.
I'd argue that Alex Stone versus Clint Marshall was, maybe even a better match than Alex could have had with JD, because the clash of styles. And yeah, I think that kind of speaks for itself. Then if you had done that match as planned, you wouldn't have gotten Alex versus Clint Marshall, which, as far as I know, was a good match.
Very good match.
Very good match. So there you go, man. Why sometimes things work out for the best.
I know. Just a shame.
Oh, man. Do you think we're being funny enough? We're not being that funny. It's disappointing.
Number 13, adding Brandon to the Broken Highway Mafia. Well, to DJ's School of Wrestling, which was then... I was strong-armed into it being called the Broken Highway Mafia.
There was nothing wrong with the name Broken Highway Mafia.
It didn't need a name. It was just, they were your two students, and that was it. It didn't need a name.
Well, look, I can't play devil's advocate for this one, because I didn't really... It didn't work out, did it? But I think...
Just farted.
You know what? Considering the way that Brandon feels about all of us, and the way that he feels about his evolution as a wrestler, and where he is now in life, and how good friends me and him are now, and his eventual feud with Steel, I think that it turned out to be good that we put him in there, because through that he wound up realizing the error of his ways, the way that he was acting, and he learnt to kind of get along with people better. And you had that built-in history with him and Steel that enabled them to build on that and eventually face off against each other at the final show.
Yeah.
So I think that some good came out of it, just not until several years after it actually happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I feel better.
Yeah, sick, man. That's sick.
Number 14, losing all of the footage from Christmas Carnage 2012.
Fucking Monarch, man. What a gay cunt, man. It's obviously his fault.
The camera, the SD card
Was destroyed by Monarch.
Had an error.
Stupid.
And all the footage was wiped. And I believe it was Jack who was handling the footage after the show.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into Jack Wallace a bit later.
I'm sure we will. But I feel bad about it because, I had a great match with Brian Lowe. One of the best matches I'd ever had. Supposed to only go like 3 or 4 minutes because of a knee injury that we caused him on Access All Areas. Ended up going about 18 minutes because it was just organically becoming this fucking amazing match. And there was also Alex Stone versus Mike Delcano, the only time those two ever went one-on-one. Lots of things happened on this show, and the footage is lost forever. But I guess the positive DJ would be the Extreme Christmas House of Fun match with Jack Wallace versus Dynamo was without a doubt one of the worst matches anyone had ever seen.
I don't think I was ever even at that show, so I don't.
Right. Well, we had we had a rope on all corners. There were poles with a rope, and hanging from the rope were presents. And in the presents, you will unwrap them. It'll be a weapon to use. So what? It was
up there like a ladder match?
No, you just climb a pole, and then you.
So it was like there was 4 extra poles up there, and there was an item on each pole.
Not on the pole, just like a rope which was attached to the poles above.
So there was like a
rope.
4th rope, basically, around the ring.
Yeah, and they would pull the presents down and unwrap them and hit them. Use the weapon and stuff, but they didn't utilize it properly. They fucked it up.
What was in the what?
I can't remember, dude. A disco ball.
How pathetic, man. Like, you can just picture them two just dicking it up.
They fucked it up so bad. They fucking dicked it up.
And then, like, them trying to get shit over and everyone being over it.
Yeah,
like, not
being like, this is
for
shit. It took so long for this shit to be set up, too.
And no one would have been helping either. Like, you would have, like, Rex in there trying to set it up and shit like that, and just, like,
he's at his wit's end.
Trying really hard to set it up and going, fuck, man, this is just going to have to do, guys, because I can't do anymore. Like, getting to that point where he's like, Carl, this is the best I can do. And then, like, Jack not even helping, even though it's for his match. Yeah, so I think, blessing in disguise that match will never be seen. That's almost like when fucking Geraldo Rivera finally opened fucking Al Capone's vault in the 1980s and, like, nothing was in there. It's, like, probably better that people never see it. Like,
yeah. Right, well, the next one... on the list is Clint Marshall at number 15, never winning a WZWA championship whatsoever. I feel like he was a big deal in ICWS. He was built up into being a big deal, and then WZWA, it just didn't work out for him.
There were so many people in WZWA that it was tough. In ICWS, it was much easier to build somebody over the course of like 1 or 2 shows.
Yeah.
And kind of make it feel special.
Right. Yeah.
I think if I'm playing devil's advocate for that, I'd say that it was the good that came out of it was that we got to see that big fucking Jewish Hulk motherfucker like chasing after championships instead of actually defending them. So I think it kind of gave us, because whenever from the beginning in ICWS. He was a top guy and he was always pushed and always in the title picture. And in WZWA, because he stayed away from winning the championships, you kind of got to see a different side of him. You got to see him sort of be forced to flex his character muscles a bit more and try and develop something, because he couldn't just rely on them matches like he had in ICWS, because WZWA was so much more character-based. So he really had no choice but to try to expand his... repertoire and expand his character outside of what he did between the ropes. And I think had he won a championship, he might have used the belt as a bit of a crutch and just kind of stuck with the old school IC dub Clint Marshall.
Right.
And
I just always felt like
and
I could never do anything for him.
That wouldn't have been a bad thing if we had have gotten IC dub Clint Marshall, but I think that it was it's a good thing that we fucking got to see a different side of him in WZWA. All right, next thing, number 16.
Right.
Because
So
we're fucking.
how am I supposed to feel better about it?
You feel better about it because we got to see all these different sides of Clint Marshall. Like he didn't need a title to be awesome. He still was having these amazing matches. He was chasing championships instead.
Okay, all right,
you know?
fine. I feel better. I'm getting over it. All right.
55 fucking minutes, and we haven't even
Number
cracked
16.
20.
Number 16. Mojo Flow versus El Papacito in an ECW rules match.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory a little bit.
Mojo Flows.
Like, obviously I know who they are, but I don't remember what event it was and like what the main spots were. That like,
Well, it was the show before Mojo Flow came out, and you had said to everyone, nobody react.
This was the show before that.
This was the show when he was coming out for his entrance as the Sandman with the Singapore cane.
Why would he steal El Papacito's gimmick of copying WWE?
Because that's just what the thing was, okay? El Papacito was Sabu.
They should have been called the Fuck Around Gang, not the franchise, eh? Because they're both just fucking annoying.
El Papacito was Sabu. Mojo Flow was the Sandman for this match. They were doing an ECW rules match.
Alright, I see. Okay, it was an ECW rules match they were both doing.
And I had to commentate like I was Joey Styles.
Alright, okay. I apologise for those wisecracks, because that's fair enough.
So they basically, the backing story, DJ, is that they convinced me to allow this to be a storyline, a 3-match series where they'll do different matches and different gimmicks and stuff for this feud between the two of them. This was the first one, and this match was the reason why the rest of the story never happened, because it was fucking dreadful.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't bring me a beer, man, when you just brought that one out. Like, you can't even give me one beer. If you're at my house...
Sorry, how many have I given you over the years?
Why can't you make it one more, then?
Because I'm not just going to magically just give you a beer out of nowhere.
Yeah,
You've got to earn these things.
I'd give you a beer if
You've got to earn these things.
If you asked for one.
You wouldn't have a beer in the first place.
Yeah, I would. I've got beer all the time.
You
How many times have I given you my dad's EMU exports when he's had none left?
3 times.
And then I've got to explain to him
if he had none left, you wouldn't have been able to give me any.
Alright, so I don't actually remember the match itself.
You don't remember this fucking dreadful piece of work?
The thing I remember is the feud that Papacito had with Steel, where everyone loved it because it was hilarious.
Well, I think this was going to be, a version of that.
People thought it was going to be like that, but because Monet always has to fuck everything up by trying too hard to be funny. And that's actually, I'm not just taking the piss out of him there. Like, he did, I do remember him doing that on occasion where, like, sometimes it would be like an inside joke between Monet and Jack, and, like, it just wouldn't necessarily land because it felt too forced.
Right.
So, like, we're trying to
I regret it happening.
Yeah, trying to be funny cunts, but I can't help but be serious about it. Like, you see how I'm analysing shit? Fucking hell. Look, I guess... It's like what I said in an earlier entry. I think it was like number 3 or 4. I said, like, nothing... Oh, the acid entry. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, man. Like, maybe it turned out shit, and so we nixed it after that point, but it was just a mask match that probably had no bearing on the quality of the show or the enjoyment that anyone got out of it. And, if it had turned out well, we would have got another great series of, like, Papacito Steel matches. And we did end up getting, like, those... great Mojo Flow missed 55 live matches later on, so they redeemed that. So they redeemed themselves there by having these great comedy matches.
Okay,
later on.
All right, cunt. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, sick,
I'm happy.
Sick.
It's just the fact that it happened and it was so fucking bad. That will shit in.
What about Jack Wallace?
That will shit in my heart for the rest of my life.
Did you put an entry in there about that match that Jack had with Kyle? That hardcore match where he was wearing, like, the fucking Triple H jersey and everyone was just like, I want to die. Like,
the backyard title match from Hard Time 4. One of the worst fucking hardcore matches of all time, 28 minutes in length, and it was fucking garbage. And Jack told me the reason why it wasn't good was because I told him he wasn't allowed to use one of my tables for a double table spot. Come on.
I'd rather cut open a hemorrhoid right on the inside of my anus and then slide a salted French fry across the wound than watch that match.
I'm with you there. Fuck that.
Like that specific example, you're with me there.
I'm with
like,
you.
That's right.
Fuck that shit.
No, I was actually wondering if that was going to be an entrant because I remember how much.
Actually, it wasn't an entrant, but that's probably the match I hate. I probably hate that more than Mojo Flavors.
Yeah, so there you go. Bonus, cunt.
I probably hate that more because of the mood that I was in that day, knowing that WZWA might be ending at the next event, and fucking this is what I have to put
So
up.
hang on, alright, I got one here. This is gonna arc you up. Ready? What's worse, right? That match, or you getting so pissed off that day where like you laid down and let Dan pin you for the title that time because
that match, excuse me, that match fucked me off because it was so shit. But the thing with Dan, that I was just upset. Yeah. So that's two completely different things.
Okay.
And we'll get to that later on.
What pissed you off more? The match between Kyle and Jack that we're talking about, or when fucking Jeffabell hit you with a light tube during a promo?
That match.
What? What the fuck, man?
I hated that match that fucking much, dude. And you know what? We'll talk about Jeffabell later.
Oh, is he on there?
He'll be on there somewhere. Right. Number 17. Three Dog versus Alex Stone never happened because the show that it was supposed to happen at, Great American Gash 2016, Three Dog said he'd be there and he didn't fucking show up, and Alex had waited all fucking day, and it was supposed to be the start of the Dream Match series, and the first fucking one, Aaron doesn't show up, so we never got to see that match. And to further along push this fucking regret, I regret wasting so much time trying to get Aaron to stay involved in the Fed within the last year of WZWA.
Well, you know, I mean, I'll say again what I said with the Revolution fucking item. It shouldn't be your regret, man. You did everything you could. The only person that ought to regret it is Three Dog. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, because I do love the guy, but it's his fault. It's his problem.
And I still haven't heard from him after he didn't show up to Resolution 5, the final event of all time.
Oh, look, I'll put it out. I hope he's alright, man. I
don't know what's going on. I'm more concerned about him as a person than the fact that he didn't make the last show, because, fuck, he's just been... You know, there was two occasions where he mentioned that his grandfather died, and they were both very many months apart, so I feel like he was lying to me about someone dying here and there, unless both grandfathers that he may or may not have actually both did die within, you know, the space of a year or whatever. But I'm worried that he lied to me, and I'm worried that he fucked me around.
Look, it's possible. I know somebody, unfortunately, who, like, their dad and stepdad is, like, they're both terminally ill at the same time.
Right.
Like,
so it is possible.
So it's possible.
But Alex
really unfortunate. I hope that Three Dog's alright, though. I'll say that. It would have been a great match. It's a shame that it didn't happen. Like, what did Alex do at Great American Gash?
He cut a promo talking about the Dream Match series instead. I said, sorry, man, Aaron's not showing up. Could you just cut a promo for me to talk about the Dream Match series and what we can expect? You know, what matches
Oh, you know what?
happen,
I've got it. I know why. I know how to redeem this. Then.
Okay.
If we had have gotten the Three Dog Alex Stone match, okay, it wouldn't have been as special when Three Dog finally did come back and wrestle Phoenix, man. In that great match. Because the next time we saw him...
He'd already been there. That was the previous event.
Oh, fuck, man. That's devastating, man.
That was Resolution 4.
I was thinking, like, pow, I've got it.
Great American Gash was the next show after that.
I love that it's Great American Gash, and we're not laughing at the joke anymore. Like, we just say it like it's...
Yeah, Great American Gash. And there was a Great American Gash when Phoenix's forehead was fucking split wide open by a dumb cunt Brandon. Right.
When did Brandon split his forehead?
When he hit him with a fucking light tube and his head was fucking pissing out.
I don't remember that. I thought, like, Phoenix got busted open by Josh.
Phoenix versus Brandon Cage in a hardcore match, and
was that the one where he kept on
Was that the one where
he kept on swapping characters too, and it was really weird? Or?
No, that was the Dan Zeppelin
thing. Okay, so well, you know what? Look, I can't think of anything except actually that I believe the last time we saw Three Dog was the Phoenix match.
No,
was it? When was the last?
No, it wasn't. He wrestled fucking JD Flame at one point, and then he came back finally and wrestled Ryan Tate, and then that was the end of Three Dog. We've never seen him since. You need to scrub up on your fucking history of WZWA, mate.
Well, what the fuck am I, the biographer?
You should be a biographer. You should be fucking remembering shit, but you're too fucking cooked, cunt. Right.
Whatever. No, I mean, you know what? No, because I feel like if I don't say, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just tell me how to
I
feel
don't
better
know.
about it.
I don't know in that case.
I love that I've put you in this tough position to try and make me feel better.
Like, I volunteer to do it, and I end up being the one, like, having to struggle the most. Like, I'm sitting here racking my brain. I didn't even get a say in the items. The podcast doesn't even include my name. It's just called Crude Awakening. Like, it's about you. Like, you message me and say, I got this great idea for a podcast.
Yeah, and?
It's just something else for yourself, basically.
Fuck you, you're having fun.
No, that's alright. Yeah, okay. No, I mean, fucking... Fuck you. I mean, if it was at least a good promo, then that's something like...
You're fucking useless.
Oh, fuck
Right.
it. Go to the next one.
Number 18, DJ with a second heel turn in WZWA.
Oof. When did I turn heel? Was this...
Well, the first time you were heel when you came in.
Yeah.
But then the fans forced you to become a babyface because you were too... You're getting babyface reactions because of your antics on the microphone, and you and Steele together. It was just
Is
too
that what
entertaining.
basically happened after I turned heel the second time? The same thing happened again, where like I just
You never turned heel after your initial run as a heel.
I thought you just said... Oh, you regret that I never
You
turned
never had
heel.
a second heel turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a second heel run.
Ah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what I
you
meant.
said that you regretted that I turned heel a second time.
No, that you didn't get to do a second one. Because that might have been good.
It might have been good. It might have been good, but to be honest with you, like I personally, I don't mind that I didn't get to do a second heel run. Because,
Oh, you don't? Okay, well, let's move on.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, man, like I always felt like when I was a heel, you know, my heel character was always this cocky, arrogant guy, and I'm not really like that in real life. Like, I've got my outgoing, confident side, but really I'm just fun-loving and, like, you know, I'm not really that kind of person that can have that confidence in myself to just be, like, all arrogant and up myself. Like,
Yeah, you're not arrogant, you're more gay.
I am. I'm
I meant as happy, like a happy gay.
Yeah, I know. I know what you meant.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Okay.
I know. No, but yeah, I don't regret it at all, man. I think it was a good idea to keep me the way that I
Yeah,
was.
but I regret it. I'm not worried about
No
you.
one gives a fuck about what you think, do we?
I don't really regret it. You did well, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man.
It just would have been cool.
That was nice of you to give me a compliment there. That was genuine. I saw in the look in your face that was actually a genuine, like, you did well, mate. Like, just...
Maybe I'm just pretending. Maybe I'm auditioning for a role on Second Hand.
Man, I told you can have a role, but...
cool. All right, next one. The shitness of the 2017 Battlefield Brawl match. 90-second intervals. People being put in early on that needed to be there later on. So the ring kept getting filled with people
was
that
this...
couldn't be eliminated
Hold on,
yet.
what year was this? This year?
This year, the last Battlefield Brawl match. It was a fucking disaster.
All right, so I'll say, because me and Alex Stone actually started it out the first two, and we both of us felt like we, you know, did a good job at that beginning at the start, but like I hadn't quit smoking yet at that point, and 90 minutes, like, fucking might as well have been like fucking an hour. 90 minutes, not fucking hell.
90-second
You're
intervals.
fucking messing me up.
You said 90 minutes.
Okay, 90 seconds might as well have been 90 minutes because we were both fucking gassed as fuck. We were like literally looking over going like, when the fuck is somebody coming out? And then it was... Okay, so the next person finally comes out and we're both just like, oh, we can finally like just lay down and sell for a bit. But hang on a minute, there's only one other person, so one of us has to get up and do more shit. And then there's three of us getting all tired and shit. So it took ages and ages
Wasn't
to
it
get
like
to...
Emilio or something?
Yeah, it was only Emilio, and then after that it was Colin.
And then it was Spyro.
So it was ages before we got a chance to actually just sit down and sell because you sent the fucking LWO in to get beaten up by us.
And guess what I did?
What?
I took Escalito out the match to save myself.
No, I
I
mean,
put Spyro in instead of Escalade. So I'm having a nice rest. You and Alex are fucking exhausted in there. You know what? I feel better now. We can move on. We can move on.
good.
All right. Right. The first Jack Wallace singles run as a heel after splitting with Monet, where he became the Psycho Jack Wallace.
This would have been when that match with Kyle happened, right?
No, that's fucking years later, cunt. You're out of your fucking
Okay,
mind.
no,
I'm
hang
talking
on.
2012.
Give me an Is this where he had that match where,
He
like...
had the cardboard WZWA title.
And this is like... Was it the period of time where he had that match where, like, Lowe gave him the GTS onto the apron and he, like, fucking got knocked out? Is it that
No,
period?
I
You know,
don't
when he
think
was
so.
wearing the black and silver tights and shit?
No,
like-
not that era. No, I'm talking about
When he was
you
wearing
probably weren't there for it.
wearing the pleather shorts and shit like
He's wearing
that.
the little mushroom shorts.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
with
yeah,
his, with
yeah,
his
yeah.
red
Yeah.
shirt that said "Hello, my name is Jack."
I just don't really remember, like...
I don't think you
too-
were there for much of it, but I regret allowing him to go and do it.
No, I
after
was,
his feud
because
with
I
Monet.
was around when the franchise was around. So I would have been there after they...
No, they were there. They were a team before they were a team a second time, and between that time, I had to put Jack back with Luke because Jack was struggling by himself.
No, because when I came in like
2013,
2013, right?
I was yarding.
They were already a team.
Yeah, they just reunited like a few months prior.
No, but okay.
In 2012,
Because
they
I
were a
keep
team.
forgetting that I went to a bunch of events before I actually started wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's throwing me off, because I keep thinking that when I came in, like,
You
you'd
came
only
in,
just
nothing
started...
had ever happened before you joined.
No, like, I
It was
keep
just-
thinking that when I came back, you'd only just started booking, but there must have been, like, another 6
No.
months before that. Like,
No, it was about a year before that had taken place. Anyway, the
because
point
I
of
was
this,
in Schwa.
the point of this dickhead is that the storyline was that they were splitting as a tag team. I split them up. They had a feud. It ended at Resolution 1. Then at the next show, Jack continued his
Yeah, I
heel
wasn't
run
there.
as a single
I wasn't
star.
there.
Horrible.
Why was it horrible? Phil Me and White was
Well,
horrible.
the first match that he had after that was against Lightning Lewis in a hardcore match. Not good. Not good. Went for a powerbomb, fell over. Just,
See, I would have
just
been
dreadful stuff.
I would have been
Then
there watching.
wrestled Chaos in a match. Chaos beat him. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with Jack. Like, you know,
Until he felt, you know what? Basically,
I had to put him
until
back with Monet.
the 55 Live gimmick is what he should have been doing from the start, man. He was born to play that gimmick.
No, he wouldn't have been able to pull it off then.
No, but up until he found that gimmick, there was nothing you could do with him because he was too small. It didn't look credible with him going over cunts. Like,
But he couldn't really cut a promo back then. He didn't have the confidence back then to pull that off, you know. He wouldn't stand there in 2013 and go, "Welcome to 55 Live."
yeah,
There's
no,
no
you're right
way.
though. You're right. So basically, we were stuck with him being shit all this
Yeah.
time. Like,
So then I had to put him back with Monet. I just regret it. I regret it. I regret it. But you know what? I don't feel that bad about it. I don't feel that bad about it because of the shit that he put me through. I'm glad that he had a shit time back then. So fuck yeah, Jack. How'd you like them apples, cunt? Right.
like, do you like King of the Hill, bro?
Dude, we stick with the podcast,
No, but do
please.
you
We're
like
an hour
it,
and 12. Yeah, it's fine. We're an hour and
Whoa.
12 minutes in, and
Whoa.
we're at number 21. So we're not doing too bad at this point, okay?
Alright, okay. Only
to-
an hour and 12. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, go on.
2014, 2015, being not very well featured years for the Backyard Championship that I believe became very prestigious in 2012 and 2013.
Alright, here's what I'll say to that. I think that even though it sucks that we didn't have like a really cool, prestigious use of the Backyard title
For 2 years.
for 2 years,
And that's not a knock on any of the Backyard Champions.
I'd argue that it put the main championship in like a bigger spotlight. And by the time we got to the end of WZWA, man, it was a big deal to be WZWA champion. It wasn't just like somebody holding a belt. Like, it was a big deal, that WZWA title. So I guess you could look at it that way. The secondary title wasn't as prominent, and that's kind of...
That's because we brought the hardcore title in.
Yeah.
And then we're like, fuck, this Backyard title's like just garnish for someone else. Not really... Delcano held it for like months and like barely defended it because he was busy doing other things.
Yeah, well, that kind of sucks. But like I said, the other titles got a chance to shine, a bit more. So
just got lost in the shuffle there. I don't feel that bad about it, but I feel like it was off to a good start and it meant something, and then it didn't mean that much anymore because people weren't defending it, and it was just there. And oh well.
No, it worked out for the best, man.
I like the backyard title. I think it's a good title.
Well, the GBYWN Australian title also got introduced as well.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shit going on there.
That was a mid-card title too, which kind of replaced the backyard title. The backyard title became like...
the European title.
Yeah, or the Cruiserweight title.
Number 22, DJ. Laying down for Dan Zeppelin for the World Hardcore title and never getting a singles match with him in WZWA due to his no-show at, I believe, Hostile Backyard Showdown 2017. So there's a lot to digest there.
It's hard for me to say why you shouldn't regret it because this actually happened to you. It wasn't like a booking decision that you made. I think, alright, as far as you not getting a proper match with him in WZWA, your matches with him in ICWS feel more special. They remain really special matches and important, prestigious matches because of how important they were to ICWS. And they weren't tarnished in any way or blemished by being watered down by being repeated in WZWA. And as far as him laying down, the laying down thing, I see why you were pissed off. If anything, it gave us a reason to talk about something. It was a little bit of controversy. It was, something a bit different, unexpected.
Yeah.
So it's all about how you spin it, man. I think kind of maybe sucks that you didn't take the opportunity to have that match you wanted there, but Dan Zeppelin wasn't really performing at his best by that point anyway, man. So
right, yeah, good point.
Yeah, you might have ended up tarnishing the other matches you had by doing a lesser match later on.
Okay. All right. I feel
Not a knock against him, but he was really doing mostly just hardcore stuff by that point anyway. He didn't really wrestle the same style anymore.
Yeah. Good point. Okay, I feel better. That's okay. Yeah. No, good point. It was controversial. It's something to talk about. A bit of the behind the curtain stuff being brought to light.
I've said to you before, I love it how we have politics in our backyard wrestling. I just love it.
More
later on, one day when we're older, we're going to be sitting there going, hey, DK Joker never drew a fucking dime. And
speaking of DK,
if you're fucking watching this, DK, you're a fucking piece of shit. You never drew a fucking dime, and you never fucking put me over or thanked me for doing the fucking job for you in Reno.
Speaking of Deacon, number 23, Deacon losing direction and losing a lot of matches in 2016 due to his no-showing earlier in the year during his feud with Big Ace, and he missed a couple more shows around that time. But I feel bad because he was on fire in 2015. I believe he came either third or fourth in Wrestler of the Year in 2015, which is pretty fucking good for him. I mean, I think his previous best ever was like 23rd. He was a sick cunt. So he really improved in 2015, and he was one of the top guys, and everyone was excited about his heel run. But then in 2016, I couldn't figure out what to do with him because he'd miss a show here, he'd be back here to have his feud with Ace, then he'd be gone the next event, blah, blah, blah. But still, by the time he came back, still didn't really know what to do with him. I think he had a match with, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But,
all right, I'll answer.
And then he got put with Aries later on, which was...
So think of it this way, man. It's another one of those things, it might be kind of a cop-out, but I got to try and think of an answer for each of these fucking things, and we don't have time to do half an hour for each one, so...
Right.
What I will say is this, man. Deacon, even though he was on fire as a heel, there was still 20 different guys on the roster at that point, all doing their storylines, all trying to vie for their bit of attention from the audience, the rest of the boys. And if Deacon had been there on all of those shows, he might have very well got lost in the shuffle, and some of the luster might have been taken off of what he was doing with his heel run. So maybe him doing a few less shows kind of kept things fresh, kept it special when he did show up and do a match. Because I don't think it really hurt him missing out on them shows.
Right.
I just think that he's one of those people that very well could have got lost in the shuffle if he'd kind of kept on doing the same thing over and over. Because I think, like, it's one of those things where he was a bit underrated by everyone in general. Like, there were people, like, I thought he was really good, you thought he was really good, like, Ryan thought he was really good. I just tasted your fart. But I think that, he was kind of underrated and a bit overlooked by some of the boys. So I think, it kind of sort of might have even helped him that he missed a few shows, and then he would come back and it would be fresh again.
Give him a bit more, freshen him up a little bit, So maybe it's not that big of a deal that people miss a few shows here and there to keep themselves fresh and exciting to see. Number 24, this is a big one. Not being able to get Jack to stop being a cunt from 2014 to 2016. That's a very vague kind of thing.
It's very broad, because there's a lot of shit.
And I'm not listing it all off. We've heard it all
impossible.
before.
We've heard it all before, but we know what he's like with.
I can give it in a nutshell.
Nutshell it. You got. Hang on. I'm actually going to do. We'll do something a bit fun. I'm actually going to put like a 20-second timer on, and
20 seconds. Okay.
I'll do 30 seconds for you, and you have to list it all off. And after 30 seconds, that's going to be it. So stopwatch. 3, 2, 1, go.
In about mid-2014, I think Jack started to lose interest in us being in his friends group, and he started having outside influences change the way he felt about WZWA. So he started being a bit of an asshole about wrestling and wrestling shows and all of us, gave time constraints to all of us all the time, and just kept fucking me around over and over and over and over again. 2015, 2016, he tried to end the Fed in 2015 for fucking selfish reasons. 2016, the start of the year, he's a fucking nightmare. Finally, he came to the goods when 55 Live came about.
You made it with 3 seconds to spare. 27 seconds and 84 milliseconds. That's what your career is worth, Jack Wallace. Ba-boom!
There was some times during that time where he was alright, like he'd get his motivation back, but then it'd go away again. But man, I feel like I not only regret it for my sanity, but for himself as well. Because now he looks back, he missed out on a little bit in 2016 there, didn't get to wrestle that much because he wasn't interested. And 2015, he didn't do that well either.
Well, alright, here's the thing. All's well that ends well. I'd argue that his period during that time where he didn't have the motivation and was fucking people around, by the time the Fed came to an end and it was coming to a close, it made him realise, shit, this is it. And it gave him that motivation he needed to fucking really step it up. And we might never have gotten Mr. 55 Live.
It ended up being the work of his career.
Yeah, when he was one of my favourite people to watch. I'd argue he was like one of the top guys in the Fed. Only this time he was on top deservedly, not because he was the guy that started the Fed.
Every time you heard his theme song.
Just, yeah.
You're already laughing. What a fuckhead.
So, yeah, all's well that ends well. Mr. 55 Live.
Love you, Jack.
Love you, Jack.
And, 55 Live made up for a lot.
Well, I love Jack, and I think he was
just trying to help. And
I think he was trying to do a good gimmick. And,
Alright, number 25, halfway through at 1 hour 22 minutes.
Alright.
I guess we kind of covered it a little bit, but feeling like I couldn't find a way to put Johnny V on a pedestal in a way that seemed like the right thing to do.
I'll be quick about it. I don't think that Johnny V really deserved or earned a spot on a pedestal, despite, obviously, he's your friend, you wanted to do something nice for him. You tried, Carl. You tried. If he had been more motivated and willing to put in a bit more work and take his matches more seriously, then he very well could have been elevated to more of a pedestal. But his matches got less and less entertaining as they went on. And I think Johnny's a nice guy. I've always gotten along well with him. But let's face it, after a while, the comedy act became played, and everyone was like, all right, either do a match seriously or don't do one, Or do a comedy character and take it seriously, or don't do a match at all, So, but, he didn't want to put in the work, man.
I know, but I still felt bad about it.
Okay, but you shouldn't feel bad about it because he doesn't feel bad about it. He's not sitting there thinking, oh, fuck, I wish that I had one more run in WZWA. He doesn't care.
But it's like, things like, John and Nick, they didn't get to have a proper final match, you know?
But
and their legacy, it might not mean anything to anyone else, them, but it means something to me.
But they made their own bed, they can sleep in it, man. You know, alright, so...
Hey, if I made my own bed and I slept in it, I'd hope that Tash was in there with me.
No, that'd be
so
pure.
Yeah, pure, man.
Pure,
man. That'd be sick.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm so...
Wait, let's act this out. Check this out, okay? Oh, Tash. Yes. Oh, do you like that? Tell me you like it.
Do you like all these throw pillows I put on the bed?
Oh, they're great, Tash. Oh, fuck, this is so good. Yeah.
Stick this one...
Keep going.
Stick this one between my legs.
Yeah, it's in there. Do you like that? You little bit of English crumpet. Do you like it?
Oh, my sphincter's red raw.
The sphincter's red raw.
Oh shit! I'm hotter than a cup of Earl Grey.
All right, we finally got to the point of humor that we want to get at an hour 25 in. Okay.
Mono would be Dilma. And you're Earl Grey.
Oh, that's brilliant. All right. Okay.
No, so...
I forgot what we were talking about. Let's go to the next one.
Oh, shit. Fuck yeah.
Number 26, Ryan Tate versus Phaser never happened. That would have been a great match, don't you reckon?
Right, yeah, fuck.
Calm the fuck down. You right yet?
I'm still thinking of shit like about it, you know?
Just think about Jack versus Kyle in the backyard title match and you'll come back to earth.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Alright, so Phaser versus...
Ryan Tate. It never happened, one-on-one. It's one of the only matches Ryan Tate never got to have.
I'm also laughing now because I glimpsed at Marcus Collins Johnson and realised that his wrestling nickname was Collins because he loves smoking weed. Oh, man. Alright, so no, it would have been a great match, but, you know what? It's kind of similar to the Antilochus Del Cano thing where one of them would have had to lose, and I think that...
Phaser should lose because Ryan Tate has been there all the time and Phaser hadn't.
Alright, okay, fair enough. So we missed out on a great match, but you know, some of these are like hard to answer, you know, because some of them I think, yeah, well, you know, it would have been good to see them have a match. So
yeah. Oh well, you know.
Yeah, you know.
It would have been a great match.
Maybe sip a cup of tea while we watch them have a great match.
Cup of Earl Grey.
Earl Grey. Dilma.
Right.
Dilma is the finest tea in all of India.
Number 27, Marcus Combs-Jones defeats Kilowatt Chaos in a hardcore invitational gauntlet match. This is the only time that Marcus actually wrestled.
All right.
Chaos had just gone through Brian Lowe, just beat him, and then Combs-Jones beat Chaos in about 5 or 6 minutes.
So his momentum kind of got stopped because we wanted to kind of give Marcus Combs-Jones a big little...
Yeah, like,
big debut. Alright, 2 good things immediately. Think about how good that match actually was, and even if it was only for one show, we got to see Marcus Combs-Jones use some of that great natural athleticism and strength. And also, it's a testament to how good Chaos is, being willing to put people over and just do what he's asked, and always makes his opponent look good, and gave Marcus Combs-Jones a really great match, which turned out to be his only match.
I regret it because... It's Chaos, man.
Yeah,
Chaos is losing to a guy that...
You know, I said
to Marcus, I said to him, bro, I can't offer you a spot in the roster. We've already got 29 people, you know. I can't offer you a spot in the cards, but I'll throw you a bone every now and then. Whenever I can, I'll throw you a bone. So the next bone... So that was the first bone I threw him. The next bone was the Battle Royal for the number 30 spot in the Battlefield Brawl, and also being in the Battlefield Brawl. So he's going to be in 2 different things on that show. And okay, now he's getting to be part of it a bit more. Maybe then next year when, say, some people might leave the roster, there may be a spot would have opened up for him and he would have been a part of the actual federation at this point. Well, unfortunately, him and Lowe decided that it wasn't worth coming to the show for Christmas Carnage that year and decided to stay at home because they were hungover or whatever, and said, what's the point of even being there? We're just in a Battle Royal in the Battlefield Brawl. And I'm like, well fuck, you know, man, I threw you a bone to be in the Battlefield Brawl.
Around that period of time,
shit, I thought you would be pumped for that.
Combs-Jones and Lowe actually came over to my house in Newington to pick up Ty for a party that they were going to that night because Aston had been staying at my house the night before. And they came over for a swim and shit like that. Cup of Earl Grey. And they were talking about, trying a bit of coke and pills and stuff like that. So for all they were probably on a come down, and it's regrettable that sort of shit gets in the way. I kind of agree. It's a shame that Chaos has that he did that job and it never really got reciprocated because Coens Jones didn't show up after that. It's a shame, but I think that it proves how good Chaos is and what a trooper he is, and how he's always willing to do anything to make sure that his part of the show is as good as possible. And I think it'll always go down as one of those special moments seeing Coens Jones actually do a match, because previous to that he'd kind of been a manager and come in and taken a couple of bumps here and there. So, it'll always have that as well, that it's special. It's kind of like NC Viper showing up and doing his match against Ice, or John motherfucking Kemsley getting F5'd.
Okay, no, I get you. All right, I feel better.
Next one. We'll try and get through a couple.
Me putting over Lightning Lewis.
No, I don't think you have anything to regret. I think Lightning Lewis was and is a good kid. I think it's unfortunate that he's gone through these problems. I don't think you should regret it at all. I think, if anything, you should be proud of it, because for that brief period that he was in WZWA and with all the boys, man, that might have been the only time in that fucking kid's life where he felt like he was a part of something, and it was safe there. It was easy for him. He didn't have to worry about anything. Lewis had a hard life, man. I imagine it still is hard. He's a street kid. He's been homeless. He's been in jail. I think you should be proud that you gave him that moment of putting him over. Lewis got himself over in WZWA. People enjoy. He was there for quite a while. It's not like he was there for one show and you put him over and then he left. It's a shame that we never got to see more of him because of all of his issues.
Well, that was his last appearance, and I was a bit disappointed that things didn't pan out, I suppose. But he'd had the trouble with the law around that time, and at that show he was upset. And I said, "What's wrong, bro?" And he said, "Oh, I just don't think anyone really wants me to be here. I'm really embarrassed about everything that's gone on, and it's been in the news and stuff, and I don't think I deserve to be here and stuff." And I felt really bad for him, and I was going to be wrestling him and Acid in a handicap match. And I said, you know what I'll do? I'll make this elimination. I'll beat Acid, and then I'll give Lewis a win to make him feel better.
Well, there you go. My dad once told me the story of when he was a kid, and this would have been the 70s and 80s. This kid went to school with my dad and his friends, and he got bullied a lot. And my dad and his friends never bullied this kid. And my dad says that now, looking back, there were all the signs that kid was getting physically and sexually abused and shit at home. And he looks at it as, he at least played a little bit of part in not making that kid feel shit for some small period of time. You can look at it that way, man. You did a nice thing for him. I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of. I think it's nice that Lewis got that win. I think it was a nice thing for you to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I think that's actually, it's a nice thing that you did. Why should you regret that, man?
I don't know, because a lot of people didn't get to beat me.
Fuck that, man. Whatever, man. A lot of those
people... Not that
people...
beating me means that much. It's not huge.
A lot of those people don't have to go through the hardships that he has to go through. And I know that when some people listen to this, they're going to be like, oh, well, Lewis made his own choices, and they'll probably reveal all this shit that I don't know about Lewis. But in my view, you don't get to become the kind of person that he is and have those circumstances if you've been raised the right way from the beginning and shit. Because he was only 14 when he came into the Fed. Put it this way, my brother David is 16, and we look at him as a little kid. So Lewis has been doing it tough, way longer than anyone should have had to.
And I tried to get him to come to the last show, but he was off to his rehab camp once again to keep himself on the straight and narrow. So I have had a bit of contact with him recently, and he seems to be doing a lot better now, and he's just trying to keep himself sober. And he has found God. So
That's fucking
that's
good,
good.
man. That's
That's
fucking awesome, dude. So what do you got to be regretful about there, man? You did a nice thing for this guy that was down on his luck.
okay.
I think that's
feel
fucking admirable, man.
Thank you, DJ. I feel better now. Number 29. Me personally, I never got to have a wrestling match against Stacey.
Oof.
And as Esqueleto, as Aston, probably Esqueleto would have been better.
Yeah, it would have been kind of
Would have
like
been easier to
continuing
do
on
it.
from the thing with Lily as well.
Yeah, I always wish that I was a big part of her time in wrestling, bringing you into WZWA, getting to have the first ever women's backyard wrestling match, and she was my manager for some time, and she got to be involved in some of my matches and do some physical stuff, and everyone really loved her.
All right,
She's wonderful.
I've got it right now, man. Okay? The only time she ever wrestled a fucking one-on-one match was the one against Lila at the final show, and everybody fucking loved her, man. So I reckon it's fucking perfect that she only wrestled that one singles match in
Okay,
WZWA.
no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey?
That's a good point.
And you got to tag team with her the show before that
That's
as
true.
well.
That's true. Yeah, I love Stacey.
Fucking I love Stacey, man. She's so sick.
Right.
Sexy as hell, but the main draw with Stacey is just that she's a sweetheart.
Definitely.
Heart of gold, lovely young woman.
Yeah.
I think she's... If anybody out there doesn't like Stacey, I want you to know that I don't like you if you don't like Stacey.
It's like saying that you don't like...
Clouds. It's like saying you don't like a
you don't
fluffy
like-
cloud or like a nice ice cream cone on a hot day.
And he said clouds, not clowns.
Yeah.
Okay? Just for anyone playing at home, he didn't say clowns, he said clouds.
Not liking Stacey is like...
Hating cupcakes.
Yeah. It's like supporting Hitler. There's just so many things.
Number 30, DJ.
Yes.
Blade Shaw versus Nick Ariel never happened. Not in XCW, and we had a chance to do it in WZWA, but Nick didn't want to do it because he didn't think it would be good, and he's a fool because it would have been good considering how good Blade got.
You know what, man? My only answer to that is, considering Nick's attitude and motivation, I'm glad that it didn't happen because it might have put a blemish on Blade's near-perfect record of fantastic match after fantastic match after fantastic match.
I think it would have been good.
And it might have been good, but it might have been shit because Nick might have not been motivated and shit
I
like
hold
that.
on to one thing very dear and near to my heart, and it's that Hydro and Blade never wrestled in XCW, but they got to in WZWA twice. So that's pretty fucking cool. And I got to wrestle Hydro, and I never wrestled him in XCW, so that's pretty fucking cool.
So there you go.
Love you, Hydro. Right, number 31. Not being able to get J7 Bloodstone back to get his ass kicked for bailing on WZWA in 2012 after an undefeated run against masked characters. So, Hostile Backyard Showdown 2012, he was incapable of showing up to face Brian Lowe, which would have been his first loss, which is why Brian Lowe ended up wrestling Yoshiaki on that show instead. I wanted J7 Bloodstone back a couple times just to get his ass kicked.
It's good that he never came back because it was an extra spot on the roster that you eventually wouldn't have had room for, and it would have been one more person to fucking worry about.
I would have only wanted him back for one show.
Would have been one more person, I just don't think it would have been worth it, man. So he comes back
Fuck
and gets
him.
his ass kicked.
Fuck him.
So fuck him then. Who cares if he didn't come back
I
if you
regret
don't
not
like
seeing him get his fucking ass kicked. That's what I wanted.
Hmm.
And then, you know what I was going to do? I was going to, for no reason, connected to anything, Aston Crude was going to come out after the match and powerbomb him. I was going to powerbomb the shit out of him and say, fuck you. And that
Like
was it.
that.
That'd be it.
Yeah, well, that would have been a sight to see, but I think it doesn't really matter because, nobody missed him when he was gone. So.
Good call.
You know what I'm saying?
Number 32, investing 6 months into a Great Shinigami versus Black Carnival feud, only for Tim to bail on the
Here
show
we go.
where he
I was waiting for that to come up.
Only for Tim to
up.
bail on the show where he was supposed to have the feud-ending match with Dark Ice, which was the whole fucking point of the feud. I regret wasting 6 months of time building Shinigami up through matches with Scream and Rex Regum, and getting his way towards the match with Dark Ice.
Do you also regret that you spent time trying to get Tim over in 2 matches in ICWS?
No, I'm happy with those matches.
No, but do you regret that you put the time into helping Tim, considering how it turned out?
Considering how I felt back then about the matches, no.
For those who don't know, we're talking about Tim Baker.
He was a baked cunt, that's for sure.
No, man, because Jacob's a baked cunt, and we love Jacob, man.
No, he's a different kind of baked. He's baked, not fried.
Okay.
Like a box of shapes, he's baked, not fried.
So Jacob's like baked, not fried, like a box of barbecue shapes. Tim's baked like one of those gross casseroles that has the chunky, undercooked bits of carrot in it.
And someone squeezed out a fresh, sloppy shit into it as well.
Yeah.
Look, dude, 6 months I invested in this story with him.
It's a long time.
6 months.
It's a long fucking time.
And we finally fucking got to the final, hurrah, which was Christmas Carnage 2013. Mm-hmm. And he decided to retire, like the week of the show. Yeah. So we ended up doing Dark Ice versus Phaser instead, which Ice doesn't even remember, but it did happen. But it was a waste of time. And just typical Tim. How do I feel better about this, DJ?
Well, think of all the great laughs that we've had taking the piss out of Tim. That we might not have had if he had been a team player and stuck around.
Good call.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Tim.
Tim!
Right.
Remember when I fucking made Tim cry because of the stage?
How did that happen? What happened again?
Remember when, because, alright, so...
I remember, but I want you to tell the story.
Okay, so, for those who might not be in the circle of friends, because I know that there are some fucking weirdos out there who actually listen to these podcasts that aren't connected to WZWA, but they're fans. So Tim, behind the scenes, had a habit, from the very beginning in ICWS, he had a habit of trying to just insert himself in things. Whenever something needed to be organised, he'd always volunteer to do it and then fucking not follow through. So on this occasion, I believe it was...
Resolution
2. Tim got all fucking hopped up and excited about... This was right a month before. He found like a wrestling ring that was owned by one of his dad's friends, and instead of fucking like organising to get it for us for ICWS, he fucking let that go, and we never got to use this perfectly good wrestling ring that was not being used for anything else.
Remember the ring apron he said it was good, he'd bought for WZWA and we never heard anything about it again? Remember all the t-shirts he apparently bought and we never heard anything about it?
So in this instance, right, he got all hopped up that he was going to do a fucking big stage, like a sort of professional staging area for Resolution 2. And when push came to shove, this time he actually did bring some staging, organise it, but he didn't actually get all the staging that he needed. All we ended up with was some generic-looking stage blocks that really didn't add anything to the set, because all it looked like was that we had an unfinished stage.
And 2 people fell on it.
And 2 people fell on it, which was sort of, a blessing because it was funny. But in any case, I show up to the show, and at that time, I'd been going through a period where... I've always loved backyard wrestling, but I thought it was stupid to try to make things look too professional. I thought, let's call a spade, and if it's backyard wrestling, it should just be backyard wrestling. So I walk up, and in like a joking, sarcastic way, I say to him, just when I thought it couldn't get any gayer, you do this with the stage. And then he looks at me and gets all upset and says... "Oh, I heard your smart-ass comment," and storms off into Jack's room, and he's up there for several hours, and, I'm getting reports, like, people are coming back and forth between and saying, "Oh, Tim says if he goes down there and sees you, he's gonna punch you and shit," and I'm just like, you obviously, look at the size difference, he's not gonna, like, punch me out or anything, fucking little faggot. So... he's saying all this shit, he's saying that he's crying, he's saying he doesn't want to be a part of the show. I'm kind of feeling bad about it, because I don't want to ruin his show for him. But also there's the other side of me that's just like, Tim knows what our sense of humour is like, and he's taken something that I've said in a joking way too seriously, and he's trying to be a drama queen
a pussy.
And get attention out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, after all this shit happens, this goes on for several hours until he finally comes back down and rejoins the show, and then just starts laughing and joking around with me and acting like nothing had ever happened. In fact, me and Tim did commentary at the commentary desk for several matches after that.
And that commentary never saw the light of day.
And it never saw the light of day. It was just for our own amusement, but nonetheless, like, he basically backed down because he knew he wasn't going to do shit.
And a funny little tidbit, the staging was used for Jack's birthday party soon afterward, and some fat bitch was dancing on one of them, and it broke, and she fell through and took out a chunk of her leg. That's what you get for being a fat bitch.
That's what you get for being... That's what you get for being a...
You can't do it, can you?
No, because I'm thinking about what it's going to spike on there. All right, you look at the screen while I do this.
Right.
That's what you get, young lady, for being a fat fucking bitch. You fat slut. Oh, look at me, guys. I'm so drunk. I'm so drunk. Oh, somebody get me a Diet Coke. Fat bitch.
Fat fucking bitch.
Slut.
Right. Number 33. Phoenix versus Luke Monet never happened.
Yeah, that sucks.
That'd be good.
That fucking sucks, man.
Two bumping machines right there. That would have been fucking phenomenal. Supposed to happen at that final backyard TV that never happened, which will come up later.
Because Monnet would have been able to, like, pretty much take anything that was thrown at him as well. Like Jared Slate from Schwa, the pro wrestler, my mentor, someone that I really respect, of course. Like, he was actually saying that, you know, Monnet can take anything. He was really impressed with Monnet's ability to take bumps and adapt to being beaten down and shit like that, which is a good skill to have. I think that with Phoenix's chaotic style and always doing shit, like, Monnet would have been maybe the one person that would have been completely flexible.
He would have been able to keep up with him.
Yeah,
for sure.
and adaptable to that style.
Because when Phoenix wrestled me, he had to slow down. For me. Because that's
Me
just
too,
the way
man.
that
When we
he had
wrestled
to
at
slow
ICWS.
down. But he needs to go 100 miles an hour. So he needs someone else who can go 100 miles an hour, and you got a fucking recipe for fucking...
Yeah.
Just a
you know what?
delicious pork roast, you know?
I'll say that, you know, or a succulent Chinese meal. I don't know why that became a thing or why it is a thing, but...
Thinking about Aiku Man's dick.
Yeah. Oof, Aiku, man.
Oh, mate.
He's like Rikishi, but without the future heart attack. I'm kidding. I love Rikishi. Hope nothing happens to him.
Well, you hope Vader dies. So.
Shut up, cunt. Have you seen they're doing a documentary called 1 Year to Live that chronicles... it's gonna follow Vader trying to, like, get healthier and shit. Like, you know, to prolong his life.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll stop talking shit about DDP then. Right. The next one on the list, I've already forgotten it. I tried to memorize it.
No, we didn't even finish that one. How could I have made you feel better about it? Well, we wouldn't have got the other matches that they had instead. So
that's right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't feel that bad about it, but it would have been cool.
It seems like 90% of these you don't feel that bad about. I feel bad. You just decided that 50 was a nice round number.
I regret it. I do regret it. I regret that it didn't happen.
You know, why would you even put them on there?
I regret it. I do regret it, but I don't care that bad. I just regret it.
Like, I'll tell you a regret.
There's big regrets. There's little regrets.
I regret that I pressured you into booking Ice versus Blade again in their series because Ice got injured in it. And maybe if I hadn't have, like... Maybe if things had worked out differently and it was a different match and different circumstance, he wouldn't have gotten hurt.
That's a good point.
Maybe
it's all your fault. It's all your fault in the end.
Maybe it is.
Number 34, Antilgus and the chicken nugget incident.
Well, for me, I don't regret it. I just think it's just a fun thing to laugh about.
I regret that he couldn't continue the match. It is funny.
So he's in the middle of a match. This curly-headed fuck. He would have been all sweaty and red-faced because that's what Jacob's like when he's puffed out. And he's had, like, the most childish thing to eat. Like, oh, these chicken nuggets didn't go down that well.
He's in the middle of our match. You know, I think he'd hit a spine buster.
Yeah.
I mean, he leant over to me and said, "Man, I'm not feeling very good." And I eventually sent him to the outside with a super kick. So he went tumbling through the ropes to the outside, and he looked up, turned to me, and he just shook his head and said, "I can't do the match, dude." And he walked backstage. in the middle of the match. I'm like, oh, we're off to such a good start as well, and he's fucking throwing up around the side of the house. So I had to call Ryan Tate to come out to do a little impromptu match with me, but I regret not having that final battle with Antilochus. I really thought that could have been one of the more special matches of my final year in yarding.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame, but I think, once again, I'll kind of phone it in a bit here, and I'll say, it's a great fucking story that we wouldn't have had if he hadn't have gotten sick from them nuggets.
And that's just a great title. Antilochus and the chicken nugget incident.
Yeah.
It's like the Dairy Queen incident.
Yeah. We ordered the goddamn shit because we're fucking hungry. Fucking fat bitch. Wait. Watching the pigs. Fucking fat. Fat fuck. So right. Silly. Like, I'm playing around because I'm...
You're amused by the spikes of the audio on the screen here.
And just the idea that I'm making fun of some girl that I never saw, never even got a glimpse of her.
I don't even know if she's fat.
I didn't
Jack always tells me she's not fat.
I don't know if she was fat or anything.
She would have been a fat heifer, fat bitch.
Or one of those girls that's kind of like skirting the line, but probably dressed in a way that she can't really pull off.
We've got to keep going for it. We've got to keep going. Up to number 35. 3 simple words. Well, 2 simple words and 1 letter. Bundy Mac X. I regret him being a part of the Fed whatsoever.
You should regret this. I'm not going to fucking... Like, you know what? You know why you shouldn't regret him?
Why?
Oh, man, I'm just thinking, I hope we don't, wake up Bell now. I'm getting all excited.
We'll be fine. Just we've got to keep the volume nice and timid, but let's keep being excited.
Alright, so, this is why you shouldn't regret him being in there, man, because I knocked that cunt out, man. I fucking knocked that motherfucker out, man. Fucking piece of shit.
In your debut in WZWA.
Fucking sack of shit.
You're swearing then, put fucking saliva all over my computer screen.
No, that was from your beer.
No, it was
the bubbles
you.
on top of the thing popped.
Cunt.
When am I getting another beer too? I've been on fire with the jokes, and you're just... I'm thirsty.
You might get a little present.
Okay.
The next time I go.
A present.
Look, Bundy Mac.
Like the idea of a friend giving another friend a present for no reason.
Number one,
Number
one, you knocked him out of the Northern Lariat.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, my finisher was the Northern Lariat, clothesline to the back of the head, and it's sold by absorbing the blow to the back of your shoulder blades and tucking your head in and then taking like a flat face bump on the mat. And I'd never met Bundy Mac X before. I didn't like him. He complained that he was going to lose to me, even though it was only his first match. And I'm like this...
He didn't get it, man.
And I'm like this returning star. So then I beat the shit out of him. I sell for him and shit like that. When it finally gets to the finish, he bumps too early, a fraction too early, because he's a pussy. And I actually end up giving him like a shoot Northern Lariat and hitting him in the back of the head and fucking... briefly knocking him out.
Awesome.
Causing him to believe that he had, and this is actually a quote from him.
And I quote,
he believed that he had a concussion of the neck.
Dumb cunt. Fucking little rat cunt.
And as an epilogue to that, I later ran into him when me and my good friend Dark Ice attended some car club cruise, and Bundy Mac X was there, and him and his girlfriend were total fucking just annoying cunts. And Bundy Mac X kept making annoying comments about people's cars and shit like that and talking like he was all tough and walking up to people's cars that were parked in the car park as they went into the shops or whatever and was looking at him and trying to pull off the hubcaps and shit because he's a fucking sack of shit, and I'm glad that I knocked him out.
And, well, I shouldn't regret it because, he's the punchline to a lot of jokes these days, so... You know what? I'm happy that he was
His
there.
name was fucking BMX. Like, what is this, Matt Hoffman?
Because I wanted to see what do you like? Oh, I like BMXing. Okay, well, we'll call you BMX. And then I think Ice came up with the idea, Bundy Mac X. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, Ice. And yeah, we went with it, and then it didn't fucking go anywhere, and his career was ended by none other than the Night Stalker.
I actually heard that, because I wasn't at the show prior to that, I heard that like BMX and Dark Ice actually had a good match.
They had a
The show before.
They had a dark match.
Like Ice kept saying to me, like, "Oh, it was a great match," you know.
It
Like,
actually really was a pretty good match, but
know.
that's because Ice probably at that stage had a great match with a broomstick.
Because Ice would have carried the shit out of that.
Yeah, he
match.
did. Number 36 on our list at 1 hour 53 minutes. Mykonos versus Brian Lowe never happened. Now that's a match that would have been a fucking cracker, that's for sure.
At this point, you know, I'm running out of reasons why you shouldn't regret these things. I just think, like, you know, it does suck that we never got to see that match, you know. But
sorry, it's on the list. What can I say?
But I'm glad, you know. Like, it surprises me that we never got to see it, but
like when I say these ones, like Alex versus Three Dog and Alex versus Jody Flame, he's like, "Oh, that match never happened." Is that how you're feeling? Like,
yeah, I don't really know what to say about why you shouldn't have regretted it, because I don't really know. I don't really have the context of like what exact time period it was and like what happened instead. And
it couldn't have. No, it was never booked.
It was never booked.
No, but it should have happened, but it didn't.
Well, there you go. There was other stuff that needed to happen instead, so you shouldn't.
No, but we got 2 Brian Lowe versus Clint Marshall matches. We only need 1, but we got 2. Would have been good to get a Mykonos Brian Lowe match in there at some point. Oh well.
Would have been good, but it also is better that you were stuck to your guns and stayed real serious about the storylines and making sure that shit made sense.
Yeah, good call. Okay, I feel better now. All right, number 37. We kind of touched on it before. Never getting to see where Big Ace would have went if WZWA continued.
So we touched on it before, but I think that there's nothing to regret because, like I said, if he had have been pushed any earlier than he was, he wouldn't have been ready. And, you know, at least this way, it sucks that we won't get to see what he's going to do going forward, but he'll never be any worse than what he was when we last saw him either. He'll always, his legacy will be that he's had this great run in WZWA, and hopefully now we're going to see him do even better on the pro circuit. And we can say that WZWA, like, in fact, WA Yachting in general has produced yet another potentially great pro wrestler.
Excellent, and I'm very hopeful for him in his career in
Me too,
pro
man.
wrestling.
I'm glad that
I heard he's doing very well, and he's got a nice new
yeah.
social group to be around who like him and motivate him, and that's all we're hopeful. Because we couldn't be there for him all the time anymore, because we live here, he lives there. Now he's got this other group that can help him out, and we don't have to worry about being his social group. You know, like we
are a social group. But
we can safely leave him to be there, and they'll look after him too.
Yeah, he's got a group that's physically over there.
Not that he needs looking after, but it's good to have a group of friends.
Everybody needs a fucking.
Everyone needs a group.
Everyone needs a posse, man.
Right, number 38. Aries missing 2 years of WZWA. I regret not being able to figure out a way to keep him on board, because he regrets it, and I regret his regret.
Now you're just making it totally hard for me to like try and play devil's advocate.
You got to play it, bro.
I can't think of any reason why.
Pretend you're a psychologist. What would you say to someone who's really, I can't handle the fact that Aries missed 2 years worth of fake fighting?
Well, fucking, I'd say you need to grow the fuck up. No, I think, you know what, man? It's one of those things, like, similar to what we said with the Jack thing. Like, it sucks that he missed that time, but the fact that he did miss that time and regrets it, that probably motivated him to come back and do all the great shit that he did when he did come back. You know? He might have been around more if he had stuck around, but he might not have been as good. This way, he came back and he had a fire lit under his ass because he knew what a mistake it had been that he wasn't motivated during that time before. So I think that we ended up getting the blessing of Arthur Aries in all of his glory was the result of him not being there for that time previously.
Yeah.
The cat's inside, if that's who you're looking for.
Yeah, no, I could hear a bell going off. Oh, he's just going to get some food. Right, anyway, good call. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better.
Good.
39, Brian Lowe departing WZWA.
You know, it sucks.
I felt bad that his final moment at the time was losing a random match to Phaser, and he was the former heavyweight champion. due to his actions behind the scenes, he was just
You
getting
know what,
pushed
man?
down further and further and further.
Since he's improved his life so much and he's doing so much better, I think that that's the reason why you shouldn't have regretted. Because obviously it needed to happen in order for him to make the improvements that he's made since then. And now he's come back at the final show and come full circle and had a great match against someone he'd never even met before. You know? The
All's well that ends well?
Yeah, all's well that ends well, man. Like, I'm a big believer, man. You know, like, you know me, I'm not a religious person or anything, but I do believe, man, that if you go back in time and you change things, then other good shit that happened might not turn out so good. It's like that ripple effect, man. I believe
The butterfly
in that.
effect.
Yeah.
Number 40, DJ.
Except this is real life and not some fucking gay movie with Ashton Kutcher, and I'm so jealous that he gets to fucking slam Mila Kunis's.
I'm not that jealous.
Really?
I'm more jealous that he fucked Demi Moore.
She's hot too, though,
Yeah,
man, as well.
Yeah.
But you don't think that it would be good to fuck Mila Kunis?
Yeah, she's worth the squirt.
No,
but
I feel like
she's-
okay. At this
She's worth the
point,
squirt, but she's not that.
no, stop. We're not moving on until I say this. At this point, I feel like that comment right there, you saying that she's worth a squirt, but you're not that excited. I feel like that's just you saying that because you don't want to be one of those people that jumps on the bandwagon.
No,
Because everyone.
I've
wants to
always
fuck
thought, I don't understand the big deal. Her body's not that hot.
her. It's
She's
not anything.
pretty.
It's
she's
not
very
anything.
pretty, but
Her
she's
body's
that
not
hot.
anything that you would. You know, you could find a body like hers on like one of those models in like the Target catalog, for example.
Yeah.
Like, she's not. She's a dime a dozen. You know.
Exactly, that's what I think.
Yeah.
She's very pretty, but dime a dozen as far as
She
I'm
is very
concerned.
like a very pretty face and everything like that. You know. All right.
You know,
all right.
I'd come in her mouth.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
would too.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Like, and so you hear that little sound, like she kind of wraps her lips around your cock, and then like you go and fill up one of her
Yeah, and you
cheeks.
fill it up
Like,
with yeah, you fill it up like that.
yeah, kind of like whipped cream. Like when you put the
You
whipped
put
cream.
the-
Yeah,
It fills up that quickly. Just
like you're literally just like fucking plowing her, just going, "Shut up, Meg! Shut up, Meg! Shut up, Meg!"
she's just every character she's ever played has been an annoying character. Jackie, Meg. Fucking hell. Right. Number 40. Did I? No, I didn't just say this one. Number 40. Phaser versus Aston Crude never happened. Damn, that would have been a fucking barn burner. Yeah.
Look, I don't know, man. I think
You're running out of things to say with these
I
matches
am.
that never happened. aren't you?
I'm running out of them.
There's not that many left.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that it would have been a great match. I think it definitely. There's no way it wouldn't have been a good match. I think that in every scenario it would have been a great match. I think that no matter who won, it would have been good for both of you. But I kind of think that at the time when this match probably potentially could have taken place, you both would have been heels, and so there might have been a problem
No, I
there.
hadn't turned heel yet.
Yeah, but if you were like a baby face and you went over him, that might have damaged his credibility as like this big monster heel that was mowing through everyone. Because considering like how good he
Well, it's
really
supposed to be a
was,
two-match series where he mows through me the first time, and then the second time I get the win back over
yeah,
him.
Oh, that's right. We discussed this before we started
Yeah.
recording. Right. Yeah, it sucks. But I still don't think you should regret it. I think that all these matches that you're saying, "Oh, I regret that they never happened," but it's not for lack of trying. It's not like you didn't try. And if you didn't have time to do it because
I tried to get everything done, so
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself in
so
that
there you
aspect.
go, man. You did your best, man. That's all anyone can
And one
ask.
thing I will say, Clint Marshall, in his last run, I managed to tick off everyone on that list for him.
Man.
And that even counts the previous run where I had to get him to wrestle you and wrestle Ice. And then when he came back, and Lowe. And then when he came back this time, I had to get him to wrestle Jacob and Rex Regum and fucking Alex Stone and
That match against Rex was
Phaser.
fucking good, man.
And like I had to get all of these done, and I managed to get them all done. Like Ryan Tate, I managed to get them all fucking done. I managed to get him versus fucking Mykonos for the first time since ICWS years ago, you know, like get that rematch done. So there were all these matches that I've managed to fucking get done for him, and I'm very fucking proud of that. But for someone like Alex, I just didn't quite get there. There were 2 left for him, and for me, there was 2 left for me, and even I couldn't get myself booked to wrestle some of these guys, and etc. So
I reckon I may be one of the top contenders in terms of having wrestled everyone. I can't think of anyone I didn't wrestle.
You're very close.
Like, think about it. I didn't wrestle, like, Lightning Lewis, and I didn't wrestle, like, J7 Bloodstone, or...
No one cares about that one. That doesn't count.
But I wrestled, like, everyone from, like, BMX.
I think the last one was, like, Alex was the last one that you hadn't had that one-on-one match with, so I was happy to tick that all off for you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you got to wrestle Low. That hadn't happened until Lana's ass.
Oh, man, I've wrestled fucking everyone, man.
Tim, you got to wrestle Tim. You know, there were
Low,
heaps of people from
Tim,
ICWS that you didn't get to wrestle. Ice,
Del
Clint
Cano,
Marshall.
Ice, Clint Marshall.
We managed to get them all fucking done, man. So
Steel,
that's pretty fucking
Brandon,
sick.
yeah,
Phaser.
man, I've wrestled everyone. Phoenix, like, Rusty,
Acid,
fucking every cunt.
except Hydra.
Oh, I didn't wrestle Johnny and Nick. Actually, that's the one thing. Technically, I did in a Battlefield Brawl, but
The only person who got to really wrestle them both was
Kyle?
Monet. Monet got to wrestle them both.
Oh,
I don't think
Dan
anyone else
wrestled
did.
them both. Dan wrestled Nick.
Dan wrestled them both, yeah. But not that many
that
others.
one against Johnny was a disappointment, though.
Very big disappointment, for sure. That was when I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing bringing him back over and over again. It's not working. Anyway, look, let's keep going. We're at number 41 here. Never getting the final Resolution Backyard TV, which was when we were there setting up the day before. I wanted to get, at least 3 or 4 matches done. We would have seen me versus Brandon, would have seen Monet versus Phoenix, all these matches that I've mentioned earlier.
That sucks that we didn't get to do that. That's definitely true. But, the good thing about it was we made sure that the stage was set up properly. We got it done in the end. And, it built things to a fever pitch because fucking, everyone was like, oh, we didn't get to do Backyard TV, so now we really have to make our final match count. So... kind of added that level of tension with everyone going, shit, this is the fucking final time.
Yeah.
I worked out well for me because I was really sick, as you know, and, like, I couldn't have done...
We wouldn't have been able to do it anyway because the fucking canvas was ripped up to create the stage and Noel wasn't able to come back with a new canvas in time, so... Oh, well. But it would have been cool, just to keep that tradition alive, but... The final Backyard TV ended up being the one with Phaser's farewell, so maybe that was the perfect way for Backyard TV to sail off into the sunset.
Good episode of Backyard TV.
Yeah, I love Backyard TV. I thought it was really helpful.
Backyard TV's always been fun, man.
Yeah,
like,
always good fun.
You know what might actually be cool, man? It's just like one time, whether it's a DVD, a physical DVD, or like just a long video, like YouTube video.
I was thinking of doing.
You could do like an episode that's just the best of Backyard TV. Yeah. And when the match starts, you can sort of say like the day that it happened, like
Backyard TV episode number blah blah. This match.
So just like great matches like me versus Rusty and fucking like important matches. Maybe even you could do like a thing
2-hour special.
Well, we could actually even like host it and sort of do commentary on it or something like that, and just talk about like the background behind the matches and like. Why we're doing this match, what led to us doing this.
That could be cool. We'll keep that.
There you go. That's another fucking potential podcast that you could do.
Excellent. Well, I feel better about the Backyard TV not happening because now we've got another idea coming out of me mentioning it, so cool.
Got to take credit for it as well. Like I didn't you didn't thank me for the idea. You're just like, no, we got another idea out of me mentioning it.
Number 42, DJ.
Yeah, I can't.
Wasting Chaos from around mid-2014 until throughout 2015.
Was
up
this
until
before
he cried after his match with Dan Zeppelin, I realised I've missed something with this character. I've got to do more with him, which is why 2016 and 2017 for Chaos was very fruitful.
He was on fire in like those last.
But 2014, plagued by him missing shows, and he'll admit that. He even missed Resolution 3. Which is, that's probably a big regret for him. But 2015, I didn't really do that much with him in 2015 because he had to reprove himself. But I feel like such wasted time. You know, even 2013, he spent the whole year doing the hardcore tournament, so he didn't really have any angles and stories except for a small one with Alex Stone.
You know, there's two ways you could. It's kind of the similar thing I've been saying before, and I know it's like beating a fucking
dead horse.
You know, beating a dead horse. But you know, the fact that he got to that point where he was so frustrated that sort of showed you, man, I really need to do more. We might never have gotten that great run without it getting to that point. So, you know, you need that in order to get to...
This is how you do the psychologist thing. You make me realise things that I didn't realise before.
Are you liking that I'm actually
He had to go through
with...
that. He had to go through that, and I had to go through that with him in order to get to that point where we
and
come
not only
up
that,
with his
though,
master plan for his 2016 and
not
2017.
only that, though, that period of time, though, even though you weren't doing much with him as a character, man, he was still a workhorse in the Fed.
He was still doing his
best. Having
like,
great matches, doing his best.
I felt like his character was just...
The hardcore tournament matches...
Lost out in the fucking wilderness. Just fucking lost in the wilderness.
Hang on.
Lost.
The hardcore tournament matches that he was having were fucking good.
Just farted.
He was doing his best, putting people over and like making the matches the best that they could be. So his ability to like work with anyone and everyone and make a good match out of it, even when it wasn't going to benefit him the most, that probably enabled him to fucking like, you know, really step up and do the great work that he did in that last run.
Man, how good was it? It was so sick.
It didn't matter.
You know what? It was pure.
Yeah, because he did a great job whether or not he was going to be looking better afterwards or not. Like, even if it was something that was only going to benefit his opponent, man, he still gave it 110%. Losing to Blade, yeah. So he actually... That's not actually me just trying to make something up. I actually think that that kind of seasoning that he got of just being thrown wherever you needed
He was
him.
filler. Honestly, I felt like he was filler. I'll just put Chaos here because I don't know what to do with him.
But he was also a character and a name that people enjoyed watching. So whenever he showed up, like people were like, "Oh, yeah, it's Chaos's match."
Yeah,
so.
and I was like, what am I doing?
Because that's just a testament as well to how good he is. That
Chaos isn't filler. Chaos is a fucking character.
Yeah, even when you weren't doing much with him, people still got excited for his matches because it was him, man. Because he's just that kind of character and wrestler. So he's like one of those people that takes whatever he's given and fucking elevates it, man.
Okay, DJ, I feel much better now. Thank you. Number 43. We're getting to the tail end here, DJ.
Yes.
And here comes a big one. Number 43, inviting MC Cruel to be at the final WZWA event. DJ, please, for our listeners at home, give us a backing story of what Eli is like in the crowd and why it was a negative to have him at the last WZWA event. Go.
Okay, so, I'll preface this by saying, I don't really... I get along okay with Eli these days. We still talk on Facebook from time to time. But in general, he used to be like a really close friend who's now kind of more of an acquaintance because he has a tendency to like rub people the wrong way and make inappropriate comments that he doesn't really realize is offensive, but then you try to tell him it's offensive and he kind of just throws it back in your face. So a lot of people... And when he would show up at the shows, especially after he started wrestling professionally, he kind of had an attitude that he was like better than everybody else, and really used to make that known. Like if he thought something wasn't up to snuff as far as he thought it should look, being a pro, in quotation marks, he'd say something and make people feel really bad about it and just yell obnoxious stuff. And if you go back and watch some of those old ICWS shows, literally if you like fast forward through the footage, at any time, if you stop it and press play, you can hear him, like, in mid-yell, yelling something that's, like, obnoxious and or annoying. So after a while, he pissed off enough people, because I used to be his best friend in the world, and even I had enough of, like, feeling like I was a doormat for him to just make fun of all the time. And after I realized that he was never going to change, I was like, all right, that's enough. But... So he had pissed off enough people sufficiently that he sort of was no longer welcome at the shows.
And let me just interject here, Chris Zeppelin, on the recent podcast that I had with him. had mentioned that that's the reason that they haven't spoke since Eli wasn't allowed to come back to ICWS shows, is because Chris told him that you're a bit negative in the crowd and you're just not welcome here anymore, and they haven't spoke since. Continue.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Well,
so
you must have not listened to the timeline.
I haven't listened to it yet. No.
You'll love it though. Keep going.
No, I love Chris Zeppelin, man.
You love the timeline. It's great. Keep going.
Does he say anything complimentary about me?
You have to wait and see.
No, but does he or not? I'm less.
You
likely
know what?
to
I don't
listen.
really remember.
Oh.
I'm sure he does though. Possibly.
Okay, so all that stuff. So in any case, it being the final show and stuff like that, Carl thought it'd be a good idea to invite him just to bring things full circle, because
Bring
little
everyone
stuff like
together.
that.
It's
Yeah.
like a big reunion, and it was amazing seeing
Myself-
like Justin and Zibby saying hello to Chris for the first time in years, and Nem's there, and Nem's seeing some of the guys for the first time in months.
Okay,
so it's
myself,
great.
I thought it was not a good idea to bring him because I knew what it would be like, especially with like Slate there, and I don't really care for his girlfriend either. She can be really obnoxious and rude as well. I don't know if you saw much of her at the final show, but
She's nice to me.
in any case, she was nice to me too, but the thing is, she doesn't realize that she's being rude. Like, like she'll come up and like punch me in the arm and then be like, shit, sell. And, that's just not... Come up to me and talk to me like a person and actually ask me how I've been and shit if you haven't seen me for years. I don't think that that's too much to ask. Like, we're adults now, and so he shows up, and Vincent Graves, Gareth, used to be friends with Eli in primary school and stuff like that, but he had a falling out with Eli and doesn't really like him that much. And Gareth's out there having a match against someone he hardly knew in front of pro wrestlers and stuff, and he's trying to do a good job. And he was really upset because he could hear Eli, like, heckling him every time he did something. This is somebody who's never gotten along with Eli and was picked on by Eli and stuff like that,
And for his last wrestling match.
Yeah, and for his last wrestling match, he had to listen to that. And so I started getting upset when I heard that Gareth was upset because, he's like one of my besties.
Well, when Justin was in fucking, Vietnam or Thailand, wherever he was, we talked on Skype for about an hour, and he talked about his disappointment that his final match in Backyard Wrestling it's got a sour taste in his mouth because the whole time Eli was taking the piss out of the match with him and Clint Marshall. So, like, it affected other people too.
So, the first time I'd seen him in like 2 years or whatever, like, he walks up to me and says, "How you doing, fag?" Like, and I'm sorry, man, maybe I'm being oversensitive, but I just don't think that's right when you haven't seen any. I don't care if he didn't really mean it to be mean. It's just, we're adults, we're not kids, Like, it
should have been an embrace, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think it would be an embrace? Like,
Josh runs over to me at one point, and remember, I'm feeling sick, and I'm fucking freaking out about the final match being that sick, and, I was having all kinds of anxiety attacks and shit. You know how I was, right? I was a wreck.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there trying to like hype myself up, and then Josh comes up and tries to scare me by screaming in my ear. He didn't get me that time. Then I look up and it turns out Eli told him to do it. It's just like, why is Eli still acting like that, So that was pissing me off that he, was just being an immature bastard. Like, but mostly what pissed me, like, he did the same thing to Nem. He's like, "Oh, what are you, gay or something?" Because Nem gave him, like, a hearty handshake.
That's the way Nem is, bro. He just shakes your hand like he's a fucking man because he's a man.
So Nem was upset.
Has a job.
Gareth was upset.
And can drive a car.
Yeah. Gareth was upset. I'm upset. Obviously, Justin was upset. So I've been going on for a while now because I kind of forgot what the main purpose was. But yeah, I think it was a big mistake to invite him. I see why you regret that. In fact, I want to hear from your words why you regret it, though. Is it just because of the Justin thing?
No, I regret it because it affected the show. It affected how people felt. It affected the other section of the crowd not wanting to really get into things because Eli was like shitting everyone off. Like the
So
other
you
section.
noticed that?
Yeah, I noticed that the match between JD Flame and Clint Marshall was so fucking quiet. Now, Brian Lowe and Vinny, they still got a good reaction from the crowd, but by the point of JD versus Clint, Now the crowd had started to fucking quieten down because I think everyone was irritated by his obnoxiousness.
And I think if I'm going to say one reason why you shouldn't regret it, it's that we got proof that Eli still isn't mature enough to be brought back into the fold. And I don't wish him any ill will. As I said, I still talk to him on Facebook occasionally. I don't think he'll ever hear this, but if he ever does, I hope that instead of taking it personally and being angry, he'll realise that we're saying this stuff here. We're not talking behind his back. A number of us have tried over the years to explain to him, you know.
Well, I told him before the show, please don't heckle.
Yeah. So I do think that, you know, what we did find is that he hasn't matured along with the rest of us. And I don't really regret kind of separating myself a bit from him, because I feel like if I was still friends with him by this point, with all the other anxiety issues and shit that I have, it probably would have been made worse by me constantly getting riled up by his bullshit.
I'm just glad he wasn't there for your match.
You know, like, it hurts my feeling that I have to say that, because we have that history of being like friends for such a long time, and I do wish that I could get along with him, and I wish I could still be really good mates with him, but he just aggravates me too much because he won't, you know, and yeah. So I think that the good thing to take out of it was that we don't really need him around. You know, he's not missed. Like, it's not like
he's had the chance to still be friends with his old friends, and he's just tried to make it very obvious he's moved on now. And
it's not that though. He's just he's never changed his behavior. He acts the same way that he's always acted, and then he doesn't understand why he's not close to people the way that he was before.
Number 44, DJ, very well said. Number 44. Way back, Children of Poseidon.
I wasn't at this event,
you
so
weren't there.
You'll have to fill everyone in.
Okay, well, I should
Who are Children of Poseidon?
Well, Children of Poseidon are kind of like a Jackass kind of crew.
They were back when they were around. I don't think they're around. Let me look it up. I'll look it up while you talk.
Well, they're like kind of like a local, you know, Perth Jackass type crew that would do crazy videos of them doing crazy stunts and basically just fucking themselves up for people's viewing pleasure. And, you know,
they're
I believe
enjoyable.
they had quite the following and stuff.
They did.
I didn't know who they were when Ice mentioned that he was friends with them and they wanted to come to a show. So I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. If they want to come, sure. I knew that they wanted to do something at the show, like for their channel. But no one spoke to me about anything, right? And I know Jack gets a bit of a chuckle out of this, but, you know, they come to the show.
It's kind of funny when you, like...
It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Because it's more of a missed opportunity. So I'm in the middle of the ring. I'm cutting a promo with the Elite Lights and Jeffabel. Is that his name?
Yeah. See, they don't have Children of Poseidon now. Now it's Jeffabel and friends, and he has...
Well, whoever it was...
Well, he's famous now.
Well, he hit me in the back with a light tube while I'm in the middle of a promo. And I had a go at him, and I threw the light tube at him, and it hit him in the arm, and his arm got busted open. So, you know, that was my receipt. And I was pissed off, but mainly because... if you wanted to do it, you should have let me know and we could have made something fun out of it. You know what I mean? It was a missed opportunity that they could have done something at our show and put it on their channel, and it would have given us exposure. You know, they were at the Warzone Wrestling Alliance this weekend and this is what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if they spoke to me about it, if this is what they wanted to do, if they wanted to do something on the show, then I would have organised for them to do something. Come out and be clowning around and making fun of wrestling, and then Dark Ice comes out and fucking puts them all through tables and light tubes and fucking just fucking kills them all, and it would have been stunts.
It would have been a mutually beneficial thing.
Exactly, but because he didn't talk to me about anything, just hit me in the... and I didn't hurt because I was wearing a fucking leather jacket, so it didn't hurt. Like,
it just pissed you off because it was disrespectful.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm in the middle of doing a promo, you know.
Yeah, hang on.
I'm making a good point.
Just quickly, here's a video of like him kicking a cactus-covered football with bare feet. That might make you feel better about the whole thing, because I don't know what else to say.
Right. So he's about to kick... Yeah.
They do a lot of shit with cacti. And it's...
Cactus venom. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yeah. Fucking hell, you
He
bastard!
kicked it like a bitch. That's better.
Go!
No, it didn't work out.
Fuck!
That wasn't really that funny.
Didn't work out the way that I wanted it to.
That wasn't really that funny at all. But
No.
it probably could have been funny if he fucking torpedoed it the first time he
If
kicked
you
it.
were doing it, it would be funny, man. Be so funny.
Well, if Esquilito did it, would... But look,
Fuck.
but that's the thing. Like, if they had just talked to me or talked to Ice to talk to me about what can we do on the show, we want to be a part of the show.
There had been a bit of consideration.
Yeah, like,
instead of
that's
just,
all I wanted, and I think it was a missed
know.
opportunity, so I regret that. I do regret getting angry, because it looked like that I got fucking duped by them or whatever, but I was just like, that's stupid. We could have done something way better than that, dude. Like, you just hitting me with a light tube that had no effect on me, like... Yeah, I got pissed off because you interrupted me in the middle of a promo and you kind of put fucking glass in the ring when there's supposed to be a match soon, so now we've got to clean that shit up. Like, yeah, I'm annoyed because I've got a show to run.
Did he say sorry about
Yeah,
it?
we shook hands afterward. I said, I'm sorry that I got angry, but fuck, we should have organised something here. But that's what I regret, the fact that they came to a show, they had a popular fucking channel on YouTube, and we didn't think of a way to have Ice come out, Chaos come out and fucking kill them. Chaos and Three Dog, if they were a tag team, come out and fucking murder them. You know, put them through light tubes and shit.
Could have even done like a crossover thing where like Three Dog or Chaos actually does like a stunt with him or something.
Yeah,
like
so that would have been cool. But
could have been mutually beneficial. Like
exactly.
after
But
a
in the
match,
end-
they could have been actually at the show and do a stunt from there. Like,
And in the end, what was it? It was a waste of
it
time.
was a waste of time. Yeah.
So, how do I feel better about that?
Well, you feel better. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
But
we're
it's just a
talking-
regret. But
Yeah,
it
it's a
doesn't matter
regret.
in the end. Right, number 45, bringing Tim Justice back into face Antilochus at Christmas Carnage 2015.
Yeah, bullshit, man. I don't know what to say to you, man. You know what? I don't think you should regret it because I think it's admirable that you give these people chances. You know, some people would think that it's not. It's a waste for you to give people chances, but you know what,
Tim's
man? I
fifth or
think
sixth chance at that stage.
I think it's nice. You know, it shows that you're passionate. It shows that you care. You know, those chances that you give people. There's a lot of cases where it's worked out for the best, where people have really like taken advantage of those second chances.
Well, think about it like this. I gave Aries 4 chances and he fucked them all up, but then I gave him a 5th chance, and what we got? So I still kept giving another chance to redeem people to redeem themselves.
You know, it's like drug addicts that keep relapsing. Some of them will make it out, some of them won't.
Exactly.
Tim didn't. You know,
That's a great whatever the word
it's an analogy.
Great analogy.
It is.
That's it.
Yeah. So no, but yeah, it's regretful. But I think the reason why you shouldn't regret it is because you know that you tried your best to fucking keep him in the fold and shit like that.
Yeah, and he fucked it all up.
So
for
you
himself.
can always hold your head up high, knowing that
But
you did the
what-
most that you could do.
What kind of idiot am I? I give a guy like that who was always a nightmare the whole time I dealt with him.
The funny thing was, he kept on working ICWS shows as well. Like,
Yeah.
Like, dude, I would literally just message him and be like, "You want to come and wrestle on the show?" And he'd be like, "Yeah," and just show up.
He'd show up, and then whatever you told him to do, he'd just go and do it. He didn't care. But when it came to me, and me asking him to do what I wanted him to do, it was a big fucking thing.
Does it bother you that he was just receptive to whatever I said, but not to you?
Nothing to do with you.
No,
just,
I know
just,
that, but...
I guess more like, what's the difference? Why does it not matter at ICWS what you're told to do? Why do you just go and do that with no question? But when I ask you to do one specific thing, and that's be a babyface against Antilochus, you go out and be a heel, and you go against everything I ask you.
Here's a little side question. Outside of all this shit, these problems that you guys had, when he was at ICWS, did you guys ever chat and stuff? Did you ever fucking share a laugh or anything like
Briefly, but his interaction with me seemed very fake.
that?
Because he was stoned or
See,
whatever.
I've always gotten along well with him. Like, he and I have always...
But we did too. We got a lot. Remember one time me and Ice and him were sitting at my house for a couple of hours just talking shit for a few hours, and he was great. It was good to talk to him, and you know, he'd need some cheering up, and he came over to talk so he could feel better, and he messaged me and Ice later and said, "Thanks a lot. I really needed that. Made me feel better." And then, you know, I keep trying to fucking find a way to get him involved and stuff, because he's, at the end of the day, he was still a friend of the group. But he kept fucking me around and fucking me around and doing the wrong thing, and eventually I had to just fucking... cut the cord and be like, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
dude.
think
I even
should...
gave him a chance to be at the final show.
Yeah, I think you
I
should...
gave him another chance, even though I shouldn't have. But because it was the last event, I thought that's the right thing to do. Be the bigger man, Carl.
I think that you can, like, hold your head up high, that you always tried to do right by everybody by giving those chances. You know, people can say whatever, like, Carl let people take him for a ride or whatever. I don't think of it that way at all. I think, you know, you were the bigger man, really, because the smaller man would have just been, like, used it as an opportunity to fucking be a dickhead and just be like, no, you're not coming back. You know, there are some people that would be like that. Like Amanda from Schwa, for example, would be like that. So...
Alright. Yeah.
I love that I got that reference in there. That's making me... Yeah, let's get pumped for these last few entries. You know, It's been good entries, but like the laughs haven't happened for a few minutes. Let's try and pick
Number
the
46,
back up.
Dan Zeppelin missing most of the final 6 months of WZWA.
Fucking sucks, man. It's hard to be annoyed at Dan because he's such a sick cunt, though. Like, you know, it's one of those things where...
Like, I was annoyed at him. But he's still my friend. And
I'm saying it's hard to, like, stay annoyed at him, though.
yeah, he's still my friend. And, you know, I can't help... If he can't be there, he can't be there. He's got work or whatever. He's got to be in Melbourne for something. I can't help that. I've got to pick a date. You know, I have to pick a date. And I've got to pick a date that the most people can come to. And if he could only make 2 out of the last 5 shows, then that's the way it is. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. But
here's the thing.
God, I regret the fact that Dan's last run was just so disjointed, and that meant Jacob's final storyline was disjointed because Dan wasn't there for any of it.
Here's the thing. Jacob and Dan had arguably the best match on that show, man. They stole that fucking show practically. That's how good the match was, you know? It's one of those things, man. Like, yeah, he may not have been there, but think how good the stuff was that he did when he was there. Think how much mileage he pulled out of that shit when he was there.
So you're saying quality, not quantity?
Yes. I think that is... You know, it'll always suck when people can't be there and sort of fully carry out the vision in mind.
Missed history right there.
Yeah, but I do think that sometimes you can sort of say... It's like people complain that Brock Lesnar's never around, but how fucking cool is it when Brock Lesnar is on TV?
Exactly, and I think that's what they're going for, and I understand that.
And I totally get that, because Brock Lesnar is the only wrestler in existence, maybe even in my entire history as a fan, he's the only wrestler that I see as like a larger-than-life superstar.
Yeah.
That I get when he's on that, because you don't see him all the time. You don't fucking see him defending the title. It's a big deal all the time. He's constantly booked perfectly.
Yeah.
By WWE. And I'm not comparing Dan to Brock Lesnar. I'm just saying that...
Because if
sometimes
you call Dan Cock Lesnar.
Yeah, Cock Lesnar.
Because that big fucking dick of
big
his.
fucking slung,
This big
man.
fucking hog in his pants, man.
And just all the hot chicks that he's, like, slain.
Oh, man, he's like, just the way he probably eases in that big fat dick. And it's just like, oh my god, Dan, your dick is so fucking nice and it fills my womb.
Yeah, like,
perfectly.
The girl probably just goes like, oh... Like,
yeah.
immediately, like, it's just like she's shocked that someone of his size can make her feel that much.
Yeah, it'll be like me inserting my dick into Tash, like, not being able to believe how amazing that pussy is.
Oh, fuck. Like, it'd be like,
Again.
his dick is probably like a baby's arm holding a fucking orange, man. Like, you know, like, it's like, he could probably use that...
How big is the knob? Like, why is the knob that big? There's a huge knob, an orange being held by a baby. How's the baby grasping the orange?
He could probably use that, like, he could probably use his cock as a tripod, man. Like,
I reckon his dick would be like Michael Jordan palming a basketball.
Yeah, like, just like... Probably get, like, action shots of him, like, whipping it out of his pants, like... Probably knocks some fucking... Like, a home intruder breaks into his house and he just knocks him out with his
He's been jerking off, he turns around and he knocks him the fuck out with his dick. Right,
it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger holding a shot put. Like...
Alright, okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
It does suck, but hey, we got a great final moment from Dan, and it was a nice moment to have SPWS in the ring, and inducting Antilogus as an honorary member.
47, I'm already looking at it before you read it.
Constant clashes with Rex Regan leading to him only to have an Aussie title reign and a tag title reign, and really nothing else for him. He had some great feuds over the years, but he didn't get elevated to the position that maybe he may have earned through his ring work.
This is really something that you need to fill everybody in on, man, because obviously this is a personal thing with you and him, and I think that you've not really gone into great detail with this whole history as you have with the stuff with Jack, so you might as well, especially since we're getting to the end, you might as well just fill us in, you know? If the podcast ends up going for like 3.5, 4 hours, you can always split the cunt up. I reckon give the people
Maybe
the
I
information.
could split it up, and then that way we'll have less podcasts to do to get to 100. All right. Well, look, from the get go, you know, Jacob and Jack and Monet were always like,
By the way, the whole originals thing and the outcome of the originals stable and idea is discussed extensively on our last podcast. Our review show, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. So go back and check out podcast number 82.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
This is 83, so the one
all right, 82, we go into great detail about the originals debacle. Continue.
All right. Are you doing a piss or something?
Yeah.
All right. So for me and Chris, basically, you know, when I first took over as booker of WZWA, Jack and Monet and Jacob had warned me about him and his attitude and the way that he is with them, and he was a little bit two-faced at times, and he would talk shit about someone behind their back and all that stuff, and it was the truth. But I said, I'm not worried about this kid. You know, he's a teenager. I'm sure I'll be able to get through to him. You know, we'll be fine. I can talk to someone. You know, it shouldn't be a problem. But it obviously was a problem. You know, he was pretty against me back in the early days there in 2012, and you know, it led to, you know, he and I arguing quite a lot because he didn't understand that I knew quite a lot about what I was doing. You know, not to the extent of, you know, someone in pro wrestling who's a great booker or whatever, but as far as backyard wrestling terms are concerned, I knew a lot of what to do and what I wanted to do. And anyway, his attitude was terrible, and he was being a menace quite a lot of the time, and that led to him being pretty much, you know, jobbed out for the first 6 months that I was in charge there, and he had to prove himself again, straighten out his attitude. And he did, and he got better, and he had great matches, and he started main eventing some shows, and he even won the Australian Championship, and he held that championship for quite some time, you know, moving through 2013 up until, you know, nearly mid-2014 when he dropped the belt to DJ, so he had quite a good run with the championship there. But then issues began again because during his title reign, he kept going on and on and on about wanting a WZWA title reign. And I remember long inbox conversations and bickering sessions with him while I'm on holiday in fucking Thailand, trying to enjoy myself, and I've got to fucking respond to his messages every fucking couple hours because he's unhappy that he doesn't get to be the heavyweight champion. And I'm like, it's not your time yet. When the time comes, maybe it'll happen. But I'm thinking in my head, there's no fucking way that'll ever happen. Just because of his attitude. And anyway, his attitude throughout his feud with Dark Ice was very bad. You know, he thought that his feud was shit with him, and I'm like, it's not. Look at this fucking hype video that Monet made. Oh, actually, it's really good. Okay, well, maybe you could possibly see that my ideas for you are pretty good at times. Scaling back from that, though, you know, we also had that physical confrontation with him at the day before Resolution when Rusty was there, and Resolution 2, and I slapped him in the face for throwing the title in the bin and all this stuff, and saying that he didn't care for the cardboard title and he wanted the old cardboard title, blah blah blah. Loads of fucking things going on between he and I over the years, and even to the point where he was telling people behind my back he's quitting and he's going to AAW, and I'm like, fine, go, do it. If that's what you want to do it. And there was one show where, you know, he wanted to come along and be in the crowd, and I'm like, no, he's not to be in the crowd because he's a negative influence when he's in the crowd. His constant fucking heckling of things, you know, people weren't comfortable with him being there at that point. But he ended up rocking up at the end of the show anyway and saying sorry to everyone, and eventually saying sorry to me, and wanted to turn over a new leaf. So I'm like, all right, one more go, let's give this a try. And from then on, he was wonderful. Throughout, you know, 2015, the tail end of 2014 through 2015, 2016, he was wonderful and he'd been doing very well. And just, as it would have been gotten to a point where he could be a heavyweight champion, potential WZWA has to start ending. So I regret the fact that because all those issues took place during the real meaty part of the middle of WZWA, he may not have been able to ascend to heavyweight title status like an Antilochus did at some point there in 2015. So that's what my regret is. My regret is that we had those issues and that Chris didn't get to fulfill his dream of being the WZWA heavyweight champion, and it probably would have happened had he just kept his nose clean all that time.
It is a shame because I'm really good friends with Chris. He's one of my best friends. And, the thing about Chris is, even at it, he has a good heart, man. He's a good person, Like, I always thought that he deserved a title run, and it's a shame that things worked out that he didn't get one. And I think I should add in, I'm really I feel bad. I regret that he didn't get a proper. Excuse me. He didn't get a proper end to his tag team title run because of Jack pissing us off in that triple threat match, which we also talk about quite extensively in my most recent podcast. I regret that he had to suffer because of Jack's behavior, because by that point he was
doing really well.
Yeah, it's a shame, it is a shame. I think that, all's well that ends well, though. Like, you and Chris get along well now and stuff like that. So
yeah, we're awesome. I just feel bad that, a friend of mine never really got to fulfill a dream of his because WZWA had to end when it did. And
yeah, but Chris has potential to go and, make his name in pro wrestling.
He's not going to do it.
So, well, I was talking to him the other day, and he said that he's thinking about it.
Well, he should, because I think he's got quite a lot of potential.
But he's not sure, though, because he's also at a point now where he wants to start thinking more seriously about a career and everything like that, which I can understand that,
I'm still at that point as well. So.
Yeah, so, it's a shame, but all's well that ends well. I love Chris. I put him over constantly. Basically every podcast, there's a little section of me putting over Chris, because I'm one of his biggest fans. I've always thought he was amazing. He's my favourite opponent, and so... Yeah, it is a shame, but in another sense, things worked out well. Like, I'd rather that things are the way they are now than, him have a title reign, but, have it be plagued by issues non-stop the whole time, so...
Okay, number 48, DJ. For Monet's sake, him never becoming WZWA Heavyweight Champion. Jacob got to do it. Jack was the first one. But Monet never got to win the big prize either.
A good way to look at it, and I guess this would apply to Rex as well. Like, a good fucking way to look at it would be, Rex and Monet are kind of like Jake Roberts or Roddy Piper, like these really great fucking wrestlers that never won the big one. And it kind of adds to their mystique that they never won it, because it's clear that they're deserving of it and worthy of it, but because they never won it, it's like this little piece of little factoid about their wrestling careers. So in a way it kind of makes sense, because Monet was always that underdog when he was a babyface, and always used to get his ass beat and everything like that. So him not winning it is kind of poetic in a way, that he never managed to fucking fully achieve it. No matter how hard he strived, he never quite won the big one. It makes sense from a character standpoint. So it sucks that he didn't get the reward of being champion. But, I think being part of the booking committee and stuff made up for that. Like, he knew that he was an integral part of the Fed. I don't think he needs a title run to validate it.
Also got Aussie title reigns.
Yeah, got
still
Aussie title reigns.
Still a prestigious championship. Yep. Alright, number 49. Well, we did go into detail on this in the last interview. The original stable finally got hot when it was time to break them up.
Yep, real shame.
I regret the fact that I couldn't figure out a way to have made this hot in the beginning, but there was nothing I could do about it, because Jack was not going to allow that to happen without him being fully invested in what was going on. So the other three were doing their best, but you know, the other factors were coming into play with some of them as well.
I mean, yeah, as you just said, we did discuss it in pretty great detail, and you know, it was a real shame. I think that it's not really anything that you need to regret because everything turned out well. All the members of that stable all had a very fulfilling and great final match. So it ended up working out, you know. They did get to enjoy the fruits of their labour.
Yeah, I think it ended up being pretty fucking cool.
If there was like one more year in WZWA, it's kind of like that Big Ace situation, you know. Maybe it would have become, it might have even been like the next EA or something like that if we'd been continuing, you know, because I imagine that they would have kept on going for quite some time.
Yeah.
And
had to get cut short because of the amount of time that was left. But yeah, you know, I mean, I'm sure Rex would have won the title at some point off Ryan or something like that, and then, you know, Monet might have won the next Battlefield Brawl and beaten whoever the champion was at Resolution 6. You know, I'm sure that would have definitely happened if we had another year, but, you know.
Would have been quite, you know, it's funny, the more we talk about these hypothetical situations, a lot of people are glad that WZWA is done. Sometimes I am, but sometimes I think, man, another year would be so sick. Like,
it would be.
Just like all these extra storylines we could do. You know, but then once we get to the tail end of that year, then it would be like, well, fuck, now we have to wrap it up. So.
Yeah, and plus, you know, at that final show, everyone was there that needed to be there, and by the point we get to Resolution 6, half of those guys wouldn't even be there anymore, so
yeah,
we ended it on a good note. But number 50 is my final regret, DJ. Diffuser wasn't at the final event, and it didn't feel right for me. I would have loved to have had an appearance from Diffuser at some point because he was such a big part of my
Battle Royal or something.
Something like that, or, you know, doing
have
a
him
run
in there,
in,
have
or
him fucking maybe have like all the stuff you did with Aiku, man, but then have Diffuser come out like as like a sort of double whammy.
Yeah.
Have Diffuser come out and fucking like.
Well, the initial idea was, you know, in my match with Mykonos, Mike Massive would be at ringside and Diffuser would come out mid-match. The lights would go out, lights come back on, you know, for the second fall. And Mike Massive would allow Diffuser to pass and get in the ring and go for a chokeslam on me, but instead chokeslam Mykonos as a swerve. You know, me and Diffuser would embrace because, you know, we were old friends, and now, you know, he had found a way to come back in a way that he thought was the right thing to do, was to help me after, you know, he went against me the last time. Change of heart for Diffuser. We get to have a final moment together and a big, you know, high five with me, him and Mass. You know, we're all in on it together. But it ended up being, I think, better in a way that it was just Mass. I really do think it was better in that way.
Because it would have
been confusing. The Diffuser.
It kind of would have made sense because it's like kind of your two greatest opponents.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. It was like just to
the big thing I'll say is that it kind of really adds to Diffuser's mystique. Think about this, man. He just did
one appearance.
The only time he was ever in ICWS, he had like the match of the year. Yeah. Then he goes to WZWA when that was like a match of the year contender and makes his only appearance.
Like a phantom in the night.
Arguably, like, the biggest pop that we've ever really had, man, is, like, that Diffuser moment.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a perfect way to go out, isn't it?
Only one fucking... Yeah, exactly, man. His match in ICW, at XCW, the final show.
That was voted match of the decade.
Breaks.
Yeah.
So, you know, the way that it's done, if he had to come back, it might have been just as awesome, but it might not have been.
I mean, I even had planned for him versus Dark Ice at the final show. You know, I was trying to like organise that, and Diffuser was actually keen on it. He's like, yes, if it's the final one, I'll do a match, sure. But maybe it's better it didn't happen. Maybe that Resolution 3 moment, just being what it is the perfect way for that Diffuser character to sail off into the sunset. He came back, he did the right thing for the Federation that continued after XCW, got the Elite Alliance out of there, raised their hands. These guys are the new fucking top dogs in the company, and off he goes, never to be seen again. Maybe that's the right way for him to go out.
It's interesting how Diffuser has all that mystique, even though some of the guys probably don't know like who it is, but that's how good he is.
It's brilliant, isn't it? That he's able to create that just through...
In a way, man, like, he's fucking, like, probably one of the, like, coolest characters in WA yarding, man, like, you know.
Yeah, he is. But, I at least regret just him not being there, just to be a part of the final show. John was there,
It would have
Nick
been
was
nice
there,
just
Mike
to
was
have
there,
him there to watch
Aku
it.
Man was there,
Even if he didn't,
Knuckles was there.
even if he didn't do any appearances as Diffuser, it would have been nice to have him there.
Exactly,
But,
just to be there and be...
He had like his reasons why he couldn't go though.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair enough. Like,
Yeah, he had family stuff, so that's cool. But, DJ, that brings us to the end of our regrets. 50 regrets. We got in before 3 hours.
We did manage to do it somehow.
Somehow, we fucking squeezed it all in, just like how I'd squeeze that dick into Tash.
Yeah.
Once again, Monet's just shaking his head
hot
right now. I can't believe he's fucking found a way to talk about her again.
Just a hot, sweaty teabag, man. Just giving Tash that teabag.
Oh, man. I'd love it. I'd love the opportunity.
Yeah,
to show her how a real man does it.
Dunking it in there like a couple of donut balls into a cup of coffee, man.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
And it would come out soaking wet.
Yeah. Should call it the English breakfast because it'd be greasy as fuck down there, man.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting, but DJ, this podcast was anything but disgusting. It was informative, and you've helped me heal. I feel way better now about all these problems that have been plaguing me. This didn't happen, this didn't go well, this guy fucked up here. You've made me feel better about all these things, and now I feel like I get the closure that I need.
I'm glad, I'm glad that I could assist.
Any final thoughts, DJ?
I'm looking forward to the next podcast, man. I love doing them.
Yeah, I don't know when it will be.
Yeah, I love podcasts.
I love podcasting, and I think it's just trying to help. And
I think it's added about the show.
Well, anyway, DJ, thank you for being part of this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, no problem, bro.
I just needed something, I just needed to do something creative tonight. It's my day off work, and
I feel that.
We haven't hung out for a while, so I thought we should do some more podcasting. But thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem at all, man.
And thank you guys for listening to me heal here tonight with Daniel Johnston, Dr. DJ as I'll call him. This was Crude Awakening, Aston Crude. Fucking, I can't remember what I wrote to you before.
You said like fucking Crude Awakening.
Crude Awakening, Aston Crude.
No, it just said like Crude Awakening.
I'm going to find the conversation. I'm going to find the fucking conversation somewhere. Fucking, excuse all the bullshit here from all my friends. I messaged you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Well, who's DJ Crimson? Who the fuck are all these people?
Some other friends, mate.
Well, I love Terry.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Sorry everyone at home. This is a really shit end to the podcast. It's called... No one cares what it's called at this point.
Still can't find it, because we ended up having a big conversation, after that.
Okay, wait, it's a little bit further. Okay, Crude Awakening, the regrets of Aston Crude with Dr. DJ. That's what we were here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Really appreciate your interest in listening to tonight's podcast. And, I've got about 16, 15 more podcasts to go. Hopefully I'll interview Mykonos at some point, which is what I say at the end of every podcast since the beginning.
Nick's staying down in Perth. You should get in touch with him and do one with Nick.
I'd love to do like an hour fucking chat with him. Doesn't even have to be just about backyard wrestling, just about where he's at in his life and who he is now and what's going on. That'll be good. Thank you for that, bro. Yeah. And thank you for listening to the GBYWN Australia podcast. And I will see you next time. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.